morning. Rise in freedom. I'm Austin Peterson. You're watching and listening to the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericaShow.com. Happy Friday. Hope that you're feeling good. I'm excited because it's Family Friday, which, you know what it means. I get to share with you the happiest part of my life, which is my beautiful wife, Stephanie P. for Liberty, joining us right there. Good morning, Steffi. Oh, nice little chicken you got there.
Thank you.
Very cute. It's good to see you here, Stephanie. You look very lovely.
It's good to be here. Thank you so much.
Sometimes it is hard. Like we're all smiles and happiness and pretty now, but like an hour and a half ago, we were like, "Ugh."
Like, I can't even.
I can't even. God, get up early. We got to do what we got to do because we love our audience and we love the show.
It's so unnatural.
It is. There's just something unnatural about it. One day though, we'll retire. There'll be no Wake Up America show, and we just sleep all day. But
won't that be nice?
that day is not yet here.
Not really. It won't be nice.
It's time for us to hit the news. On Fridays, we like to have a little bit more fun, and I choose like less serious topics. Although some of these topics are serious.
They're very serious. We can get really serious with them.
I picked this story as our top story today because I thought, hey, listen, I got a Michigan girl on the show. Let's talk about a Michigan story.
That's right.
A city in Michigan voted to permanently ban pride flags from display on public property during Pride Month. Interesting. And that's Hamtramck.
Oh.
Is that how that's pronounced?
Hamtramck.
Hamtramck.
Yes.
Hamtramck, Michigan. What the hell kind of name is Hamtramck? Do you know?
I wonder if it's Polish. I mean, I know Polish people used to live there mostly, so I wonder if that's where it comes from.
So
we'd have to check.
Yeah, we'll talk about that this morning, and we'll get the views from someone who is from there. Michigander, right? And then at 7:18 this morning, God, Stephanie, you were talking my ear off in the truck on the way to work this morning about this topic.
It's too early. I'm not ready.
I was not ready for that this morning. I'm usually a morning person. Today I'm just a little slower. But Al Pacino had a baby at 83 years old, and Stephanie was just ja. She had a lot to say about it. So I was like, Stephanie, can you just save it for the show? Okay, so yes.
Educate you. All the risks.
I know. Well, why don't you just educate the audience about all the risks when we get to that segment, when we talk about Al Pacino having a baby at 83 years old, and we'll get that at 7:18. At 7:30 today, we're on track to talk about 7 signs of a passive-aggressive person. So we're going to talk about toxic traits. Right. And, you said that you're lucky you haven't really had many passive aggressive people that you've worked with at this point.
I have had some. I can think of maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I work in politics and news, everybody is pretty much passive aggressive. They're not aggressive, they're passive aggressive, and I prefer aggressive. So
yes.
We're going to talk about those signs today.
Excited to hear about your coworkers.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. At 7:51 this morning, a tragic story. An Idaho family of 4 was killed after a teen daughter fell asleep at the wheel. This is why I don't sleep when we're in the car. Yeah, we'll talk about that briefly at 7:51. And then since it is Family Friday, and I know people love to hear from the Peterson family, another member of the Peterson family will be here. Justin Peterson will be joining us. Yes, my brother.
That's awesome.
And that's going to be the title segment today. 100% of my kids are gay. What are the odds? Well, her name is Marcia Gay Harden.
Oh boy, was she destined?
The jokes write themselves, right? So, Marcia Gay Harden, but she's got 3 kids, and 100% of them are LGBTQIA+. 100.
She's gay too.
Well, how did you have kids when you're gay? I guess gay people do have kids.
They do.
But still, a Hollywood actress. Yeah.
Artificial insemination.
Yeah, that's a little, it's not as common as it is reported. Probably a lot of people think it's more common than it probably is. So.
Yeah, that is certainly interesting.
Isn't it interesting? Well, I pulled up the statistics of what percentage of the population are gay.
Yeah.
And, guess what? It's not 100% of the population.
Oh.
So.
Oh, I'm not gay.
Yeah, I'm not gay either.
Yeah. I'm sure that is surprising to some people about you. Honestly.
Yeah, right. It's because of my background in musical theater. But the 100% of Marcia Gay Harden's kids are gay, and I'm going to talk to Justin about that. I sent him the story this morning, so we'll ask him about that as a gay man.
Yes.
And also, he went to Boston Pride last week.
Yes, I saw some of his pictures.
Yeah, and he wore the shirt from AP for Liberty shop, by the way. Yeah, the one that says the gays. And
someone else too. He put 2 of them.
I think it's because he actually got swole.
Oh.
He got
Oh,
big.
bigger size.
Yeah, so he had to get like a
Okay.
bigger size because he either slimmed down or he like beefed up. I can't remember.
Mhm.
He'll explain it to us. But we're gonna hear from him on his thoughts on Pride because well, he has some spicy things to say about his fellow gays. So, and it is
Mhm.
Pride Month, so we talk about all the gay
He's
stuff.
an insider.
He's an insider, so we'll hear from my brother Justin Peterson
Mhm.
at 8 o'clock today. Should be interesting. I sent him the story, Marcia Gay Harden, and I just checked his response to it, and he sent me the puke emoji.
Oh
So
boy.
the puke
So
emoji.
he's got some opinions
I'm
too.
sure it will be interesting for
Uh-huh.
sure. Yes, Kermode Bear is here this morning over with us on
Kermode
Rumble.
Bear.
Our
Oh
Rumble
shoot, I
friends.
just tipped over my water. There
Mo
we go.
Donnell, 1672 is here with us. Fed Up Kentucky and Blue Trike all joining us here
Blue
on Rumble.
Trike.
If you're watching us over on Rumble, don't forget to hit that like button. We've got this incongruity of the number of people who watch us on Rumble
Hmm.
versus the people who actually like the stream. And it's not
I
like, and I
know.
know that it's not that they dislike it because we really don't get many dislikes. I think
Right.
it's just that the people don't either forget to sign in or they're just kind of like, I don't want to say they're lazy, but they just don't sign in. So
Or they're just staying in the live chat and they just want to talk. And so
you can't be
they
in the live
can't
chat.
like and chat at the same
No, no,
time.
no. If you're in the live chat in Rumble, you can like
Oh,
because you're signed in. You got to be
okay.
signed in to live chat.
Uh-huh.
So sign in, join
Yep.
us in the live chat, and click that like button over on Rumble. We're really trying to activate our Rumble audience a little bit more.
That's right.
The
We've been having fun chatting with everybody on Rumble.
the fascinating thing about Rumble versus YouTube is
Mhm.
that we've got, like 38,000 subscribers or something like that on YouTube,
Yeah.
but we'll get like, 30, 40 people watching live, right?
Hmm.
And I'm not complaining, but it's like when you go to Rumble, we've got like 510 followers on Rumble,
Right.
and then you'll get like more people watching you on Rumble than you do on
I
YouTube.
know. You had like 60 something people the other day when I
Yeah.
was in there.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yep.
wild. So anyway, so we appreciate our Rumble audience and stuff, and it's just it's interesting how much more traction you can get over there.
Honestly, for me, sometimes I don't want to know the number because then it makes me nervous.
Yeah,
So it's like I
sometimes.
just don't want to know who's watching.
Yeah, for sure. Because the reason why it's for me, like I don't always like I do monitor it, but like the reason for me why it's not good to look at the numbers is because sometimes you see it drop, right?
I
And you
know, and then
just
that probably makes you nervous.
yeah, and
Yeah,
you can't let that get to you because
right.
you never know, right? It's because maybe you're doing a commercial, or maybe it's because like what you're doing right now, and you're not talking about the stories in the news, and they want to hear the news. So
I know.
why don't we do
Stay
that?
here. We're gonna talk
Stick
very
around.
soon.
A city in Michigan votes to permanently ban pride flags from display on public property during Pride Month. A city near Detroit, Michigan, Hamtramck,
Mhm.
right? The city council members voted unanimously on Tuesday to approve the controversial resolution, which restricts the city from flying any religious, ethnic, racial, political, or sexual orientation group flags on public grounds. According to meeting minutes, residents and businesses will not be restricted from flying pride or other flags on private property. Well, duh, that would be unconstitutional.
Right.
Um, so tell us about Hamtramck, Stephanie, this town, because obviously people are going to be kind of like, oh, what's the makeup of the town? Like, is this a bunch
Right.
of like angry Christian nationalists and things like that, or what's the story here?
I mean, it's really close to Detroit. I haven't really spent much time there, but I do know that Polish people used to live there predominantly. But now it's mostly made up of Middle Eastern people. I
Hmm.
think it's pretty close to Dearborn, Michigan,
Hmm.
which is like the Middle Eastern capital of the nation, basically.
Right.
So aside from that, I really don't know too much. It's just pretty close to the main city of Detroit.
Hmm. So obviously this is a Muslim population, right? Because the city
Yes, and the
council,
entire government
right,
of Hamtramck is all Middle Eastern
right.
people.
So the resolution was brought by
Yes.
city council member Mohammed Hassan.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. But you know what the funny thing is? It says there in that article that you can still fly flags that show your immigration heritage.
really?
Yes.
Okay, well, let me
So I'm
see.
wondering what flags that refers to.
So your immigration heritage, that would be a national flag.
Right.
So you could fly the
Hmm.
flag of Turkey
Whichever country they're from.
or United Arab Emirates or
Right.
whatever country it is from.
Yeah, so that's why I'm a little bit skeptical here.
Hmm. Well, yes, because well, here's the thing. So it sounds fairly broad because it says
Uh-huh.
religious, ethnic, racial, political, or sexual orientation group flags. So I don't. Are there racial flags? Are there flags for races? I'm not sure.
A black power flag? I
Uh,
have no
I don't
idea.
know. So like, would the swastika count?
Right, I was remembering that
Because
one.
you could say, hey, this is a national flag. This is just
It's
its.
like an Aryan flag, isn't it?
Well, it's the dead. It's the flag of a dead nation, right? So
Mm.
it. I don't know if that would count or not.
I have no idea. And then I was thinking in my head, why do we all need flags for everything? Like, are there flags for heterosexual people? Are there
Isn't it?
flags for chickens? I mean, like,
There
do
is a
we
f-
all need a flag? I need a ginger
there
flag.
is a flag
Yeah.
for the heterosexual
Really?
group. Yes,
What is it?
it's called the United States of America, baby.
Oh my gosh. I thought you were going to say a Trump flag.
America
No.
is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to
From now on,
Oh, boy.
it's going to be America first, okay? America first.
Okay.
For
So
America.
it is okay to fly an American flag in
You can
Hamtramck, I'm assuming.
fly, yeah, of course. You
Okay.
can fly an American flag. You can fly the Michigan state flag.
Oh, yes.
You can
yes.
fly the flag of
Your
Saudi
heritage.
Arabia or whatever, right? But you can't.
Came from a community of gay people. That would
Mhm.
be my heritage flag, right?
Well, there is no gay nation. Maybe what the gays need to do is they need to start their own country,
Yes, they should. They should buy an island,
right?
move there, make
The
a flag.
the only problem
Yeah.
is that it would be gone in a generation because have kids.
Well, what about bisexual people? So we could definitely put some bisexual people there. They could procreate.
Bisexual people
There
are
we
like,
go.
if you think about bisexual people,
Yeah.
like they're not going to want to have kids. Bisexual people are going to want to like, they're not going to start families and stuff like that. They're just going to bang everything that moves.
Right. Yes.
Right. Bisexual people are going to use birth control and they're going to be out in a generation. There's not enough
Yeah.
surrogate mothers to sustain an entire
Mhm.
homosexual nation. So,
That is true.
anyways, Hamtramck is described as one of the most diverse cities in the United States. Is that true?
I didn't think so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Actually, let's ask how diverse is Hamtramck, Michigan? Let's see. They said diverse is one of the most diverse cities in the United States. Is Hamtramck, Michigan? Well, let's ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Hamtramck, Michigan is known for its cultural and ethnic diversity. There you go, which
Really?
has made it a unique and vibrant community. Immigrant population. Polish immigrants settled in Hamtramck early in the 20th century, while Yemen,
Yes.
began arriving in the 1970s.
Yeah.
Muslim population, it's one of the few cities in the United States with a Muslim majority on its city
Yes.
council.
Yes.
The city has a sizable Muslim population with a significant number of residents from Yemeni, Bangladesh, and Bosnian. So there you go.
So I don't think it's very diverse. Are there any Jewish people there? All the Jewish people are in Oak
The
Park,
Jewish,
Bloomfield. That's where
exactly.
we live.
So we've got
Yeah.
like a little Middle East of the Midwest that's up there
Yes,
in
it
like outside
is.
of Detroit. So
Yeah, you've got your Israel and West Bloomfield and Oak Park, and then you've got your other Middle Eastern countries at Hamtramck and Dearborn. There you go.
this is hilarious. All right. So mosques, halal markets, and Islamic community centers are prominent features of the cities. Honestly, I'll take me some halal. Halal
I
ain't
know they have some good Polish places there
halal
too.
ain't haram. To be honest, I prefer halal to Polish food.
Yeah, I've
It's
only had pierogies. That's like the
it's
only Polish thing I've had.
pierogies are okay. And
I guess I am Polish. My
Polish
great-grandfather
sausages?
is straight from Poland,
yeah, there
but
yeah.
I don't eat Polish food.
Yeah, I've always
Yeah.
thought you might have a little bit of Polish in you, to be
How
quite
do you
honest.
know? My nose?
Don't ask me.
Is that what it
Don't
is? How do you
ask.
know?
I drink.
Wow. Oh.
Anyways, yeah, I prefer halal food. White sauce, hot sauce, Middle Eastern food for me.
I need to eat more Middle Eastern food.
Yeah,
I need
you
to
do.
do that.
Yeah,
I need
you
to
get more
practice.
Mediterranean
Yes.
stuff like that. You don't like hummus.
Tabbouleh. Hummus is okay. I prefer guacamole and salsa.
I thought you didn't like guacamole and salsa. God, what are we gonna make? You're gonna make me hungry. All right, we need to get back to the gay stuff. All right, so a city in Michigan votes to permanently ban pride flag from display on public property. Honestly, like should you really be flying any flag on public property other than the flag of the United States and maybe your state flag, at
Probably
all?
not.
Right? It doesn't need to be there. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be there. And
Yeah.
and I know people are going to say, well, it's because they want to ban. They say they want to ban the pride flag, but other flags are banned as well, right?
They're not just saying no pride flag. They're saying like no other flags that
Uh-huh.
talk about other groups of people.
Buddy Mansur over on the YouTube stream, you said it out loud. Don't say the quiet part out loud. That was not nice.
Missing the joke. What's the quiet part?
You missing the joke is the joke, actually. Unfortunately, she doesn't. Uh-oh.
Yes.
No.
It's like back in the day, did we really have these problems with flags? Like
Yes, we've
when did
always
the
had problems
pride
with
flag
flags.
come about? When was it made?
Yeah.
When did Betsy Ross make the flag?
Like 1770. Katie.
So the founding fathers probably had a pride flag waving while they were on their horses.
Yep.
Yeah.
Katie556 over on Rumble. She's kind of one of our new followers from John Berg Show.
Katie?
Good morning, Katie.
I know why it's 556. It's because of guns. She told me that.
Did she tell you that?
She did.
That's cool.
I remember these things.
Stephanie is just full of laughter today.
Yep. I keep notes on all the people.
She says you may want to fly an FJB flag. FJB, you know what that means? Let's go, Brandon.
Oh, let's go, Brandon, from the Trump days.
Do you know what let's go, Brandon means?
No. I'm missing everything.
She looks like she's 19
I'm like the
years
dumb
old,
blonde.
sitting there with like a little lady with her legs crossed.
Oh, I do have my legs crossed.
She looks like
Let me
she's
uncross
19
my legs.
years old. She
Oh,
looks
boy.
like a lady. Anyways, all right. So we're having fun. Thanaturgy
yes.
here says, yeah, if he's ever leaving the show, it's only due to work. We appreciate that. Yeah, we know some people come in, they file in for like the first hour.
Oh, it's all good.
File in for the second hour and all that stuff. So Anna Marie says, good morning, Anna. She says, went to the grocery store and there was a bunch of pride balloons and streamers and it said Happy Father's Day. And it made me laugh so hard. I think I don't know about that one, Chief, but that is hilarious.
Days together.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I did buy the dog some pride stuff just because Kelvin is gay and we want to show
Wait
him
a minute. Camellia says he's bisexual.
appreciate.
Our dog says that, right? But that's right.
I mean, he did used to try to hump me when he was younger, but then he found himself.
Well, you know what it is? Like a lot of gay kids, like they think they're straight. They
I tried.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
I think I've showed this movie to you. You've probably forgotten it though. I haven't memorized.
What is it?
It was it's called Waiting for Guffman. It was Christopher Guest. It was one of those mockumentary things. Like remember Best in Show?
Yes, I love that.
Yes,
okay.
you remember that one. But then they did the other one where it was about the small town theater in Blaine, Missouri, and they put on the show.
I think that was a really cool movie, but
was
I don't
funny.
remember it.
Yeah,
very
well,
well.
the whole joke is that like the guy is like in the closet. He's like he's the gay director and stuff like that. And he's like, and he's always talking about his wife Bonnie. He's like my wife Bonnie. I pick out all of her clothes.
Does he really have a wife Bonnie?
Like, well, you never see her. And then there's like this, there's like this little like there's a city councilman and stuff who's helping them put on the show, and he's like. Corky, and it's like this whole closeted situation and stuff like that because it's small town Missouri in like the 1990s. So it's, anyways, if you've never seen Best in Show, oh no, wait, not Best in Show. Well, yeah, if you've never seen Best in Show, watch that. Waiting for Guffman.
Yeah.
If you've seen Best in Show and you like Best in Show, you would love Waiting for Guffman because Waiting for Guffman is kind of like similar mockumentary kind of thing, small town theater, and for me it was kind of an anthem for people like me and my friend group, because we were doing theater in small town Missouri growing up,
you could relate,
so we could relate, right? But I will say that it's just like Best in Show. Just because you haven't been like a part of dog shows doesn't mean it's not hilarious.
Right, exactly.
Right. So, but Waiting for Guffman it's not, I think, as funny as Best in Show, but it's definitely up there. So if you haven't seen it, watch it for sure. If you're just tuning in to the Wake Up America show, you can send us a text today at 573-319-1586. That's 573-319-1586. We'd love to hear from you today. If you want to text us today, you can send us one at 573-319-1586. One of our listeners texted in and says that they can't about a doctor who says that they felt, this is that whistleblower from St. Louis. That's that story about the person.
clinic.
The whistleblower, right? They say they can't. The listener texted and said, "Can't help but think this a huge money making scam for big pharma and doctors." Yeah, it is. A lot of people saying that, right? It's that it's a
Doctors were
big
making money from
the
that
transgender
whistleblower.
surgery. No, the transgender surgeries and the transing the kids and giving them the hormone blockers and all this kind of stuff is big pharma kind of a thing.
I mean,
Possibly.
it's a new area of opportunity for sure.
Yeah, yeah. It's again, we will love to hear your thoughts on that again at text 573-319-1586.
Unfortunately, in terms of the whistleblowing situation, or at least for that hospital, I think they closed down that clinic.
Did they?
I don't think it's operating anymore.
Really? I would be curious to find that
Yeah.
out. Yeah, well, it was here in Missouri, so and we did pass a law that made it illegal to do that here in Missouri. So
So I think in terms of the doctors, it's probably affecting them actually.
yeah, interesting. I wonder what your thoughts are. So we've got to take a quick little break, Stephanie. And when I say a break, what I really got to do is sell some gold.
Okay. It's like, do I go to the bathroom? Like, where do I go?
Do you need to go?
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay.
We want to talk.
Drinking more water, you guys. I'm really trying.
Yeah, our
I'm trying
friends
not to be dehydrated.
Our friends at Lear Capital would be delighted to hear from you today to learn about ways to invest in gold and silver in order to secure your financial future. One of the best ways that you can invest in gold and silver, which is one of the more popular ways, is to invest in a gold IRA. So a gold IRA is a really great resource to self-direct your retirement account. Some people like to have other people manage their money. Personally, I control my retirement account and I invest in my retirement account.
Yeah.
And gold has got to be an important part of any retirement account in order to hedge your bets against inflation. You should use a gold investment company like Lear Capital to set up your IRA and buy eligible gold, and they will be set you up with a custodian to manage your investment.
Yeah, I think they'll either hold your gold for you or you can keep it
Right.
at your home or wherever you want to keep it.
Right, you can buy physical gold. That's investing in gold itself, right? Like gold bars or gold bullion. And then there's the question about gold stocks. Now, Lear Capital does physical
I
gold
think it's only physical gold.
and IRAs. So they'll do a
Yeah.
gold IRA. And if you're interested in learning more, you can find out more for free today and help support the show by calling them right now at 1-800-885-2175. And if you're saying to yourself, well, I do want to get more information, I can't call them right now, do us a favor, grab a pen or a pencil, or if you've got your phone up, open this up and type this into your phone. 1-800-885-2175.
Special deal going on.
Yeah, they've got
Actually,
a great
they
deal going on right
said-
now.
Yeah, they were texting me and I was like, oh my gosh, this is really appealing here. It was something like buy an ounce. Yeah. Limited offer, buy an ounce, get an ounce. So it says that every ounce of gold you buy, you get an ounce of silver on us.
Yeah, so
that's cool.
That's a great deal. Call them today and take advantage of that awesome deal. 1-800-885-2175 or visit LearAustin.com. Call them today. Tell them that you heard about that deal on the Wake Up America show, and that's going to do two things. One, it's going to secure your financial future. You're going to get a great deal, and you're going to support the Wake Up America show, and they'll say, hey, well, we're gonna sponsor the Wake Up America show for another month, so you get another month of us, right? Because these big sponsors really do help keep the show alive and keep the lights on over here. So very simple. All you got to do is give them a call or visit the website, and getting more information like that makes us look good. So we appreciate that.
You can even sell your silver and gold to them, and they'll give you money for it.
Yep. So there you go.
I'm looking at doing myself because I have a lot of silver, but I know that it's not growing as well as gold is.
Yeah, we're gonna get ourselves some gold, aren't we, Steffi?
That's the plan.
LearAustin.com, LearAustin.com, or call 1-800-885-2175. Okay, there we go.
It has a nice ring to it.
Yes, 885-2175. Okay. Next topic, please. What do we have? Al Pacino. Yes. Oh, before we get to Al Pacino, real quick, can I do this other real quick topic on did you see the Billie Eilish story?
I did.
So Billie Eilish, she's been getting a lot of criticism these days for her feminine fashion choices.
Yes. I was looking at photos of her. She's been wearing more dresses.
Yeah, so she kind of she spent the first 5 years of her career she says, getting obliterated by you fools for being boyish and dressing how I did and constantly being told I'd be hotter if I acted like a woman.
Right.
She says, now when I feel comfortable enough to wear anything remotely feminine or fitting, I changed and I'm a sellout.
Yeah.
And what happened to her? Oh my God, it's not the same Billy. She's just like the rest, blah, 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 blah. Let women exist, she added, which, if you think about it, is actually very offensive to the trans community right there to say, let women exist. Because
Ooh.
the point is, what is a woman?
Right.
Right? We like
A woman can be guyish. A woman can be girlish.
right. So this demand for androgyny
Yeah.
on behalf of the majority of the LGBT community these days
Mm.
would be very offended by her saying let women exist, because like it's like
Right.
essentially, but I think they don't believe a woman exists because they can't define one.
Maybe it should be let femininity exists.
Maybe, right, or maybe maybe she should be allowed to dress like a
I
woman and act
know.
like a woman.
She should. I
They-
can kind of relate to this, honestly,
well, they
this
don't. Here's
story.
the thing: like they're offended by any display of something that might be interpreted as heterosexuality. Right.
Right.
If a woman acts like a woman, that's triggering. Right. And you know what it is? It has a lot to do with jealousy. Right. A lot of these transgender men, or what we would call biological men,
Yeah.
what a transgender man is.
So a trans woman, so somebody who
Right. A trans
appears
woman.
as a woman,
They're
but
jealous.
is biologically a man.
They're
Okay.
jealous. They're
They
jealous
want
of
to be like her.
yes, they want to be like her.
Yeah.
They want to have that ability to be a girl, one, and then also to be able to be, to dress how they want and to be able to express themselves as they please, as she is doing,
Yeah.
because she has that agency,
Oh.
right? She has that feminine agency, which these biological men who want to be women will never have.
Right.
Right. So
So they envy that and they throw rocks at things that are shiny.
yeah, as Taylor Swift might say.
That's right. I mean, I can connect with this because you knew me, back in the day, I used to wear a lot of t-shirts. That was kind of my thing. I wore a lot of Liberty t-shirts and I never wore dresses, never wore skirts. And I think you thought that I liked to be that way, that I liked to be more like tomboyish, but honestly, I just didn't know about fashion. Nobody really taught me. And so honestly, when I found Stitch Fix during the pandemic, I finally was able to learn about what clothes go together, what skirt you wear with what top, what shoes you wear. And just like with Billie Eilish, whatever her name is,
Eilish.
I also didn't feel comfortable to be super womanly because I really didn't know how. Nobody really taught me.
Yeah, my brother just sent me a message with a clip from what looks like a pride rally, and he says that this person's mind has been overtaken by thought terminating cliches, also referred to as bumper sticker logic. That triggers me, Justin, because
You like bumper stickers.
yeah, I like bumper stickers because that's what I got accused
Yeah.
of when I ran for office. People were like, he just speaks in a series of bumper stickers and stuff.
People remember. That's what's catchy.
That's true. That's true. Hold on. Let's pull it up right here.
Claire, hashtag fire
Yeah,
Claire. We all remember.
and it looks like this person's got like a weird outfit on. So if avert your eyes, see if you're sensitive.
Avert your eyes.
Hold on here. I got to pull up the. I got to fix the audio. Just one sec.
Oh, I can hear it.
You can, but they
Yep.
can't. Just one sec.
He's talking about how
And
he's not
I
right.
think
There it is. Hold on.
Okay,
Let me. All right, now they can
Is
hear
this
it.
a man? What is this?
Ostensibly, yeah. Take a listen.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
it's impossible for me to assimilate into a white narrative. And I think...
Why is that?
Why is that? Well, it's because I'm not white. And I think that the...
So you're saying the
He's got,
gays have gone
nipple
white?
ring in
Is what
his
you're
hand.
telling me?
It's really weird.
There's black guys that are gay, that Latino guys that are gay. Is it the same kind of do you know what I'm saying? When I ask that?
There is a white heteronormative narrative that you would have to understand
What? What is he talking about?
systematic oppression.
See, it's just like word vomit, right?
Oh,
So
jeez.
yeah, just meaningless cult jargon. Is
He doesn't know what he's saying.
And
That's the thing
racial
about these people.
equality.
Well, that's all they have is
These
those
people in
slogans.
power.
Mhm.
I used to have bosses that were like this. They talked in circles and they sounded like they knew exactly what they were saying, but they didn't. And people still believe them and follow them, but they're talking BS.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's just word vomit, as my brother is kind of like saying here.
About this man. So is he a white man? This guy, I can't see him. What does he look like?
He's like Latino, and he's got
Okay.
nipple rings in, and this kind of like
Okay.
weird kind of like kink outfit and
So
stuff.
he's like bothered by white privilege or something.
Here's the thing. He's not bothered by it. He doesn't know what to believe. So
Right.
this is a perfect example of like an NPC, right?
Yes.
This is someone who they don't have their own original thoughts. They don't know what to say because all they're doing is recycling what other people have told them, right?
He probably just heard it at a rally being
But what does that have to
spewed
do with
out
like
somewhere.
gay guys coming over to like being anti like trans people?
He's talking about gay people being
I
anti-trans.
don't know what the hell they're talking about, honestly.
I mean, there's a very long pause
He
there.
just had very well, he's
whenever's
thinking.
happening. Oh, okay.
He's thinking.
For me, I'm talking about gay men who have assimilated into a narrative that allows them a stance where they can maintain their privilege and they can maintain safety within their own demographic.
So white gay men are the problem. So this is what's happening is that he's on the attack against white gay men because he says white gay men want to maintain cis heteronormative privilege. Essentially, that they want to maintain their white privilege, but they also want to be gay, so they can't have it both ways. Like you can't be marginalized and an oppressor. Like this is
The LGBTQ plus community, they do not like cisgender men.
right.
They don't.
Right.
They ostracize them very much.
Well, it's hard to ostracize someone who's, how do you ostracize the
I know
majority?
in the
How do you
trans
ostracize
community,
normal people?
in the trans community, for example, the trans men who look like they're cisgender men, so like they appear as a man, they're not accepted into the LGBTQ plus community groups a lot of times because when they come to events, the group thinks that that's a cis man that's coming in, and so they're like pushing them out, and they're like, "No, I'm trans." Like,
Yeah.
what?
Katie556 says he's spouting talking points and buzzwords. Yes, correct.
Yes.
All right, so let's move on to the next topic here because I know you had a lot to say about this one. Al Pacino, 83 years old. So here's the news. Congratulations to Al Pacino. He had a baby at 83 years old with his smoking hot, lovely young wife. No, no.
She's 29.
Yeah, a baby boy and his first with girlfriend and film producer Noor Al-Fala. They've named their son Roman Pacino. And Pacino is also the father to a daughter who is 33 years old. And he's also father to 22-year-old twins, Anton and Olivia, with his ex-girlfriend Beverly D'Angelo.
He's married to somebody who's younger than his child.
Yes, it's his girlfriend. It's his girlfriend.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
confirmed. He's
So
and all the kids that he's had are with girlfriends. He's never been married to them.
I think not. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
that's what I was reading at
Right.
least.
So
Yeah.
so here's the thing. So Al Pacino's getting beat up in two ways.
Mm.
One, for having a baby at such an old age because it's like he could die next week from just being old. And two, he's getting beat up because he's having a child with such a young, beautiful woman, which is verboten. And we were watching this podcast this morning where these guys were talking about this story. And they were saying that like there's this other article that came out that says we should not be normalizing this.
Yeah.
We should not be normalizing older men with younger women. But what was funny with that they pointed out is that basically in Hollywood, we should normalize everything but this. Normalize everything should be normalized.
Right.
Minor attracted persons, normalize everything that's LGBTQIA, normalize this.
Normal.
But one thing that you should not normalize is older men with younger women.
Because they're cute.
Yes.
They're jealous.
You damn right they're jealous.
Yes.
You damn right they're jealous.
I've got
Normalize
some
everything but
facts.
this.
I've
Let's
got
hear it.
some facts
Oh, here
here
are the
about
facts. Pull out the
older
fact
men
machine. Here they are.
having babies. Okay. So there's a study that found that babies born to older fathers had an increased risk of cleft lip or palate, heart defects, autism, schizophrenia, and bipolar disorder. And the kids are also they can get leukemia and lymphoma, so they're at higher risk for those as well. And then another research study at Stanford University found that babies born to fathers ages 45 or older were 18% more likely to have seizures and 14% more likely to be born premature. And then also to the woman, when she has a partner who's over 45, she has 28% more chance of having gestational diabetes.
Okay,
So you could be hurting your baby and your partner.
okay, so it's entirely possible
Yeah.
that maybe having a baby at 83 years old is not the best thing in the world, and I mean not the greatest idea in the world.
Right.
But he probably didn't know that he could have a baby, right? Because like
That's the thing. Biologically, they can have babies.
but
Yeah.
like isn't there a higher percentage though that if you get to a certain age as a man that you're going to be at least shooting
Your
some
sperm
blanks?
are not as powerful. It says something like they split or something every so many years.
Yeah.
So really, they recommend that you donate your sperm to a sperm bank when you're younger, and then you can just use them later on.
Hikaru K says that my great grandfather was 68 when my grandfather was born. So yeah, I mean you can as a man. It's kind of nice actually. But
Again, this article did say like it is pretty low risk that something is going to happen to a baby if you have an older parent, but still the risk is there. And they're saying that men are not as educated about these issues as women are. Like, trust me, when I go into the gynecologist, oh my gosh, they're like 35, you're geriatric, you have all these risks that, could happen. But yet for men, when you go to the doctor, your PCP, do they tell you about the risks of procreating?
yeah.
I don't care.
They're like, do whatever you want with whoever you want. Don't use condoms.
Your seed.
Don't
Go
use
on.
don't use condoms. 75,000 years old, Methuselah, whatever. It's as you please, right? Come back from the dead on the operating table. Get the nurse knocked up.
Yeah. From a biological perspective, if men can procreate until they're like 100, and apparently in the Bible, people were procreating until very old ages.
Yeah. So like Methuselah in the Bible was like, some thousand years old or something like that.
It's hot. Ooh, 1,000 years old with a 29-year-old.
I know.
Imagine that.
Well, so let's get to what
Make
the
that
real
normal.
let's get to the jealousy factor here,
Yes.
Stephanie, because I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that one.
Okay.
Like, the older ladies, they don't like seeing these older men getting with these younger women and stuff. So they say, oh, well, let's not normalize these older men with younger women. Your thoughts?
Let's normalize older women getting with younger men.
Well, they do.
More viable.
But they do. But Stephanie, they do normalize that. Like they call that. They're like, oh, it's a cougar. She's a cougar. She's chasing younger. You go, girl. Female empowerment. But when it's the other shoes on the other foot, we slut shame the men, right? Where it's like
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes,
with his
perfect example. Thank you. Exactly.
Also, Robert De Niro just had a baby as well recently, and he's like in his 70s. So all these actor men, they're just having babies. And I'm thinking too about Anna Nicole Smith. I mean, she was with like a 90-something-year-old man in a nursing home. She loved that guy.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the article that those guys are talking about where there's like, normalizing here.
Understand the attraction.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand what these people have in common, really.
You are not a normal girl, Stephanie. You can't look at how and it's fine. You don't find old guys like that attractive.
I'm attracted to super old guys. Like if you
Are you attracted to money and power and fame? Are you attracted here's the thing. The other day, when you heard me talking about my documentary.
Yes.
Okay.
I was so turned on.
Okay. See,
so to you, this is why I'm attracted to you. Okay. I love your ambition and you're a go-getter.
See, Stephanie, then you get it. You get it.
But you're attractive.
But here's the thing. Of course I am attractive, Stephanie. But here's the thing. One of these days, I am not going to be attractive, okay? One of these days, and it's already starting to happen. Yeah, well, forever young. But one of these days, I am going to be an unattractive old man. But when that day comes, you're
attractive too.
But here's the thing: you're still going to find me attractive. Do you know why?
Because I look in your eyes, and they're the same eyes.
Well, they'll be the same eyes, but Stephanie, because I'm still going to be ambitious.
I know.
Because I'm still going to be out there kicking ass and taking names. Instead of my $10,000 documentary, it's going to be my, $10 million documentary or whatever, right? It's going to be something even more ambitious and stuff. So that's why they're attracted to these old guys, and that's why they want that old sperm.
Just in the bedroom. It's like, what do? Put money on their face to block them? Instead of putting a bag, just put money over.
Listen, I don't know what goes into the willpower that young women have to have in order to get through those kinds of bedroom activities. But hey, if he got her pregnant,
Especially on Viagra.
well,
I mean, in
you've
your
got to be on
80s. Come on
something,
now.
right? But I mean, here's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
If you are viable in your 80s, I mean, then you must have some kind of
Yeah.
go-go juice going on,
You
like,
know
right?
who else that girl was with?
Who?
The girl that Al Pacino's with. She was with Mick Jagger.
Oh, she was?
Uh-huh.
Oh, so she does. See, she likes those
She
old,
likes those
powerful
successful
men,
men.
right? Because
Mhm.
exactly. See,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's in the industry herself. So I'm sure in terms of Al Pacino and his girlfriend, like they do probably have a lot in common. They have
Uh,
similar social circles, they have similar interests and hobbies.
right.
Yeah. So
But
it
here's the
makes
thing.
sense.
But like a lot of like when you talk about the jealousy, like the women
Yeah.
are upset because the men who are their age are going to want these young girls, right?
Yes, yes. We've been watching a lot of videos about that recently, where these women who are divorced in their 40s with a child, they're like, why doesn't he want me?
Yes. So Katie556 over in the live stream on Rumble says a cougar with hearing problems is a deaf leopard. Very good, very good.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
speaking of documentaries, Stephanie, well,
Yeah.
maybe this is a good time for us to plug our Battle of Athens documentary.
Yes.
Yeah, so I yesterday I spent all day long looking at the Tennessee Film Commission's website to try and find a good director of photography.
So impressed you found that. We had no idea that
Yeah,
existed.
so I've been slowly plugging myself into the community. So for those who don't know, very briefly, just in the end of next month, Stephanie and I are
July
traveling.
29th.
Yeah, Stephanie and I are traveling to Athens, Tennessee for several days to
Dogs.
yeah, we found it was cheaper to just take the dogs with us. So we're gonna go to Athens, Tennessee, in order to shoot a documentary, the beginning phases of a documentary
Uh-huh.
about the Battle of Athens, which is an event that occurred in 1946, where World War II veterans laid siege to the local jail, where corrupt politicians and the local sheriff had been storing and stuffing ballots from from the recent election. They laid siege to the jail and dynamited it open. Finally, the local government surrendered, and the veterans maintained access to the ballots and ensured that it was a free and fair and open election. Not a lot of American people know this story, which is why I think it deserves to be more widely told. So here is my plan. I'm going to go to Athens, Tennessee. We're going to shoot interviews with local townspeople at an event that is a commemoration festival for the event, and talk to people, try and get both sides of the story as much as we can. I'm going to take that footage that we gain there, and then try and parlay that into a bigger picture, which will mean that I'm going to take some of those interviews, create a sizzle reel, and then try and pitch that documentary to like Netflix, Amazon Prime, or Paramount, or who knows if anybody might be interested in it in a bigger way, so that I can get a budget. Because what I'd really like to do is to turn it into a full-blown major documentary with a recreation of the Battle of Athens. And in order to do that, of course, you need hundreds of thousands of dollars, which of course I know I can't raise, as this is my very first documentary at the moment. But if we go to Athens, Tennessee at the end of next month and we get really good footage and we get great interviews and I can make a nice sizzle reel, I do believe that I might be able to find the money to be able to actually make it what I envision it to be. Worst case scenario is that I will be able to make a good documentary with those interviews and turn it into a nice, full length documentary as my very first feature length documentary, which I'm super excited about. It's always been a dream of mine to do. It's what I promised you that I was going to do when many of you got phone calls from me at the beginning of the Wake Up America show last year. When I asked you for your monthly donations and your support, I said that my goal was to, in the short term, build the Wake Up America show. In the medium term, start to expand into full length documentaries, and then one day major motion pictures like big time movies and things like that, like Lysander Spooner stories about Milton Friedman, and all of tell the stories of liberty in a way that people would find interesting and attractive. So the Battle of Athens documentary is my first shot in trying to make it big. And I need your help. And what I want to ask from you today is to make a generous donation to the Battle of Athens documentary. I want to raise $10,000 so that I can shoot this documentary and get at least the bones of this put together. And you can give today at givesendgo.com. I'll drop the link to the documentary in the YouTube and Rumble accounts in the chats. So far, in 24 hours, we have raised $1,768 of our goal. Yeah. That's huge in just one day.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I don't know if we can maintain that momentum. I'm a little nervous about the possibilities of this.
I've been seeing you searching for cameras, and they're like $5,000.
Yeah, when I look at the proper cinematic cameras, the cameras are $5,000. So I think what I'll probably going to do is try and find a director of photography who can who already owns all of these cameras and who can help us to keep under our budget.
And then you just pay them like a fee
I'll
for
pay them a
working for
fee.
you.
Right. We're going to do
Yeah.
drone footage of the event.
Cool.
Yeah,
I like
yeah, we're
that.
going to hire, a drone operator
Yeah.
and to shoot the festival and to get the overhead picture of the places. But I need your help because Stephanie and I we can't do it on our own. Without your support, we won't be able to do it. So will you please make a generous donation today to the Battle of Athens documentary, Bleed American, the Battle of Athens
I like the name.
documentary.
That's cool.
I'll drop the link in YouTube and Rumble right now. It's at givesendgo.com. And just so you know, you do if you donate through GiveSendGo, we get 100% of it.
Really?
Yeah, we get 100%
Wow. I
of
wonder
that.
how they make money on that website. That's cool.
Well, there's like a it's a Christian website. They set it up. There's
You
like
can
a
even send prayers.
yeah,
That's
there's
so
a
fun.
transaction fee for like credit cards and things, but like
Mhm.
I would have had to pay that anyway if it was through anything else.
Right.
So if you
Okay.
right,
Yep.
so you'd have to pay the transaction fee plus like the fee to them and stuff like that. So, but GiveSendGo is giving us 100% of the proceeds of
That's
that,
awesome.
right? Minus the credit card fee, which you would have had to pay no matter what.
Yeah.
So I just dropped the link in there. Please do us a favor and make a generous donation today. We had an anonymous donor. I don't know if he wants to be known, but
Yeah.
he gave us $1,000 yesterday to get this started. So
That's a lot of money.
yes,
A lot of money.
we appreciate
And
that.
we don't expect everybody to give that much. Like anything is fine.
We expect everybody to give that much, actually. We do. Just kidding. There's the link to the documentary. Please do make a generous donation today to help our dreams come true and to help spread the message of freedom, which is what the documentary will be about. And we're going to make it awesome. And it'll be our very first documentary. And I mean, just unbelievable. Dreams coming true,
It really is so cool. I mean, our journey is it surprises me every day.
Yeah, like our dream to go to Japan, we did that. We knocked
did
up our bucket.
that.
My dream to like become a scuba diver, I did that, right?
Did that.
Now my next big dream is going to come true, which is going to be we're going to make our very first feature-length documentary.
I can see us at the Cannes Film Festival or one of
Oh
those
boy,
documentary.
they would never invite us because we're not woke, right? They would never invite us because we're not woke. We're gonna have to bootstrap this on our own. All right, so let's move on back to the topic here. We were talking about Al Pacino having a baby at 83. Do you think did we expend all of our time on this one, or do you think we said everything we need to say?
I mean, sure, it sucks that men would prefer a younger woman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 35, so
Why
it's
does
like I'm
that
not
suck?
that younger woman anymore.
Why does that suck, though? I mean, what does that really take away from you, right?
So it makes a woman who's in her 30s feel like she's just never going to be good enough, no matter how hard she tries, because she can't turn back time. I mean, we don't have like anti-aging drugs that can make us 19 again.
But I mean,
so it's like we can't help it.
No, of course not. But I mean, and these are biological realities, and I'm sure that nobody likes to stare death in the face, right? And nobody likes to stare loneliness in the face,
right?
But the problem, of course, is that like I feel bad for women because they are sort of indoctrinated by popular culture. Did the camera die?
Some camera died.
Oh yeah, the second camera 2 died.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. We'll just do camera 1 and camera 3 to do the best it is. Thank you for pointing that out, by the way. We have to deal with biological reality as it is. But they tell women, freeze your eggs, and all this kind of stuff. And it's
I could have done that in my early 30s.
Right,
yes.
Right. But it's like, or just have kids when you're young if you can, right? So it's for us, it is a sensitive issue, obviously, because we are geriatrics, if you will.
For sure.
And we're trying to have a baby.
Yeah. So I mean, I can understand where women just feel like they really can't win here, but you can't help it. We can't fight nature.
Mm-hmm.
We can't fight biology.
Yep. Tolly Owens just logged in this morning for the first time. Good to see you, Tolly.
Tolly.
Good morning. Will Run Right over on Rumble is weighing in, and he says that that's pretty much the main reason that he got a Daily Wire subscription a couple years ago, was to support their foray into filmmaking. That's
what
cool.
is a woman?
Yeah,
we watched that documentary.
and they hired Gina Carano to to do movies and things for them. Yeah, yeah. And Will says that their movies have been pretty decent too. They just need to come up with a pay-per-view option. Yeah, that's going to be kind of the challenge is, if I can't do the big budget documentary like I want to,
Yeah.
if the $10,000 budget is all I'm going to get, then what will be the most optimal distribution method for the documentary? That's going to be a challenge, but I think we're going to be able to set up a pay-per-view option.
Probably.
Well, I'm sure that technology exists.
Yeah.
Dash says, "Happy Friday. Have a great Father's Day weekend." And he dropped a super chat. Thank you, Dash.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. We appreciate that.
Is a father to 2 French bulldogs.
No, I'm
we
not
already
a
gave him
father.
a gift. We got him a new canteen.
I know. I got a new canteen. Pretty
Yep.
nice. Yeah, beautiful. And now I can actually see that it's navy.
From Calvin and George.
What do you call this blue? Royal blue? Navy blue? Navy blue.
apparently.
Yeah, I thought it was
It's
just
almost
black.
Yeah.
Yeah. B t-shirt, the olds. No idea. Women face the problem with aging, says Andy. Men face the problem of not being a multi-millionaire celebrity. Funny.
Right. So maybe men are jealous of the rich people.
Of
and the
course.
go-getters.
Of course. Plenty of men
that's
are.
the thing is men can change that, whereas women can't change their age.
That's true. That's true. We just
Yeah.
got a donation to the Battle of Athens
Really?
documentary. Yes. Anna DePalm. Thank you, Anna. She gave us $50. That's huge.
It's a lot of money.
First documentary. Yay. It's going to be awesome. Thank you, Anna. You rock. We appreciate that very much.
We do appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll be so excited once we hit 2,000. I wonder if we can do it by the end of the show today. Do you think so?
Oh boy.
I'm not sure. That's a big one. It's a big ask, and we still got lots more to go.
I think we can.
You think so? You think we can get to 2,000?
When we did, it was the money live stream for your campaign where we were trying to raise money.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we raised like $3,000 while we were singing together.
Yeah. So what do you think? Should we sing a song or something today?
Yeah.
You think that we should
Karaoke live
maybe
stream.
karaoke live
fundraiser.
stream if we can get to 2,000? So we've got $1,818 raised. We're trying to get to $10,000, but if we can get to $2,000 by the end of the show raised for the documentary, we'll sing a song. How's that?
That'd be cool.
How's
What do we
that?
sing? Bleed American? No.
So sweat on the dance floor.
Wow, you're really good.
Well, I was in a punk band in college, remember?
Again, you turned me on. Guys and
Yes. Well, lots of women love guys in bands. That's not anything special, right? So, guys, yesterday you saw my guitar pick and you got turned on.
I know. It's like, oh my gosh, you've used this on your instrument.
Yes, I have.
Said that you should throw it into the crowd. Nobody would catch it but me.
Nobody would care. Nobody would care. We do have Joni Rankin is bringing us back down to earth. She's saying, wait for Justin. Yes, we are going to wait for Justin. We've got Justin coming up.
It's coming like really soon. Is he coming at 8:00?
He'll be here in a little less than 10 minutes.
My gosh. We got to get going here.
Yeah, in just a moment.
Okay.
Jacob Champion weighed in on the baby issue. He
What do you
says,
think?
we had a baby at 37, but it was a risky pregnancy.
Really?
The placenta grew over the cervix. They took the baby via C-section right at 38 weeks because going into labor could have been fatal. So
That makes me nervous.
I know.
'cause I'm 35.
I know, Stephanie. Don't worry, honey. We'll get you taken care
Yes.
of. Then, and
Yes.
the medical technology that's available for mothers, just like the one that Jacob was able to take advantage of, we will have access to.
That's right.
Yep. Well, how are we going to do it? Is it because we have health insurance through our job, or no? It's because we have to pay for our own health insurance out of pocket these days.
We do.
Because I don't have a job.
Expensive health insurance is good insurance.
Expensive health insurance is good insurance. Yes, it's a massive payment. So sometimes I do miss that full-time job. But if I was still working for the radio station, there would be no Battle of Athens documentary, and there would be no Wake Up America show. And how would that make you feel?
Sad.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like this is one of the greatest things that I've ever done.
I think so. I mean, this is going to be epic.
I think it's going to be absolutely epic, and I think a lot of people agree. Make sure you
I didn't think you could top anything after trying to be president.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I think you're doing even better now.
And this is actually something that, will make people better. Than just, being a politician.
Educate people, further awareness.
Absolutely.
Exactly. It'll make change.
Check out our documentary, The Bleed American, The Battle of Athens, at GiveSendGo.com. Kick in a donation during the commercial break. Let's see if we can get to $2,000 by the end of the show. We still got just a little bit under
Gotta
$200.
pick a song. Give us some song requests.
Yes.
What do you want to hear?
Yeah, and I tell you what, we'll even do a little bit of a bonus segment. We'll go a little bit long today if we hit our goal, and we'll sing you a song. So, all right, we're going to be right back with Justin Peterson on the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericaShow.com.
I like shooting things, but whenever I can't shoot something, I like to cut things. My life isn't all about shooting and stabbing and cutting, though. Sometimes I have to do actual work, but when I work, I still like to have fun. And there's nothing less fun than trying to cut with a crappy knife. Thankfully, from the ancient sect of Christian knights, who also loved cutting and stabbing, comes a new implement that has received my personal blessing, the Templar knife. Like the ancient sword of Excalibur, you don't choose a Templar knife, it chooses you. You just decide what kind you want on the website first, however, and then order it online, and then it chooses you. The Templar knife comes in a variety of shapes. As a man of culture and taste, I have decided I will never use a terrible knife again. And thanks to the inspiration provided by this excellent product, I have decided to launch a new crusade against anyone using less than superior knives. Join me, brothers and sisters, by visiting uppercuttactical.com/pages/Templar-knives. That's a lot of slashes. For that, you'll need a Templar knife. For 10% off, use code AP for Liberty and join me in a quest for glory, for liberty, for Christendom, for the Templar knife. Get yours today. Fire.
Hello, this is Barack Obama, and let me tell you why Austin Peterson stinks, and you should never pay attention to anything that he has to say. First of all, he's a libertarian, and we all know libertarians are idiots. They don't realize how important government is to everything that we do. I recently became aware that Austin has opened up a libertarian shop at apeforlibertyshop.com. Now, I'm asking you as a personal favor to me that you never ever visit apeforlibertyshop.com. With all of the great Liberty merchandise there, the last thing that we need to do is to get people spreading this message around the country, because then they might start thinking that they don't need government. And that's the last thing that good Democrats like us want. So if you love democracy, like me, and hate freedom, then don't visit AP for Liberty Shop. Like I said, whatever you do, do not visit aporlibertyshop.com. I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I would remind you that extremism in the defense of liberty is no vice.
It is better to settle these matters in the courts than on the streets, and new laws are needed at every level. But law alone cannot make men see right.
Good morning, Rise and Freedom. I'm Austin Peterson. You're watching and listening to the Wake Up America Show at wakeupAmericaShow.com. Hope you've been enjoying the program so far. It's been a great program, I feel like. We've had
enjoying myself.
Yeah, who is that voice that you hear?
Oh.
That's the lovely Stephanie Peterson.
Hi.
Yeah, Family Friday. Yes.
Good morning.
Yes, we've got 1, 2, 3 Pete, 1 Pete, 2 Pete's, 3 Pete's, 3 Pete's. Joining us now on the show live from Boston. Pete, and Pete. Justin Peterson joining us now. Good morning, Justin. How you doing, brother?
Good morning. How's it going?
It's good, Justin. What is this shirt that you're wearing today? What is this?
It's my favorite shirt. A falsetto child?
A falsetto child?
I like Pee Wee Herman.
A falsetto child? Hold on. Let's see, actually, real quick, if they have that clip.
A falsetto child?
Yes. All right. So I've got the clip. Justin, give me 1 second while I pull this up for the audience. So
Subtle children, ones that have had their testicles cut off.
That's
because what makes them have a high voice?
I get such a kick out of Stephanie. Stephanie makes me laugh every single day. All right, Justin, hold on. I'm going to play the clip. You won't be able to hear it, Justin, but the audience will. Hold on just 1 sec. Here we are.
I was hoping you'd recall this guy. He's your newest, honey. Hi, Bob. My name's Joe. A falsetto child? He thinks he's Pee Wee Herman.
From the movie Overboard.
I've never seen that movie.
You have seen. She has seen Overboard.
Have I?
Yeah. You just have forgotten it and stuff like that. So Stephanie was like,
you know what? You just did a dad there. You just did a dad. That's what Dad would say.
What?
You've seen it.
Yeah,
that's so what Dad would say
to her, right?
They got
He's like, Dad, I've never seen that before, Dad. Yes, you have. You know who you have seen that.
Well, here's the thing. I've shown her all of these movies because she was so culturally bankrupt when we first started dating. Because she only watched rom-coms, right? So I had
to tell me about it later because I.
It's the movie where Goldie Hawn falls overboard and gets amnesia and meets up with this guy who lives in the woods with all these kids and convinces her that he's his wife, and then he makes her cook and clean and do all her chores.
Great.
Okay, I guess we're watching Overboard for the second time this weekend.
It is so good.
Yes.
Hence my shirt.
Yeah, so I guess we're watching that for the second time. Because we've watched movies and I'm like, we've seen this before, and she's like, oh, I don't know. And then halfway through she's like, oh, yes, I remember now. Anyway, she loves to fall asleep.
But that is still like what Dad would say.
Yeah.
You'd be like, Dad would say, Dad, I'm not feeling well. He's like, yes, you feel fine. You're
like, okay, you're right. I made it up. This is the Peterson family that you're watching right now.
Gaslighting?
No, that's not gaslighting. It's just because that gaslighting would be a lie. But if you're just tuning in the Wake Up America show, good morning. This is Austin Peterson, Stephanie Peterson, and my brother Justin Peterson, who are joining us now. It's Family Friday, and we like to bring family members on just to have a good time and goof around. Justin, let's talk about a serious topic here real quick, which I think is actually kind of funny. This is this actress, Marcia Gay Harden, which, I mean, that name is just, it's so funny. So her actress Marcia Gay Harden's advocacy for the LGBTQ community is motivated, she says, by the love she has of 3 of her adult kids who identify as queer. She says, what's happening right now is wrong. What drives me is my children are all queer. My eldest child is non-binary. My son is gay. My youngest is fluid. And, you know, they are my kids and they teach me every day. Now, Justin, they are 19, and 24 years old. Okay, so they are adults capable of making their own decision for themselves. But when I look at the numbers of the population that are gay, at maximum, it's like 10% of the U.S. population.
Wow, it's 10%.
That's the highest. That's the most liberal estimate that I could find. The most conservative estimate is about 2%. So what do you think the odds are that this Hollywood actress 100% gay ratio?
Well, you know, it's like a vegan dog. We know who's making the decisions, you know. there's only one gay person in that family, and that's her son. The other two are just spicy straights.
Right. They more so their gender identity.
I just stole a word from you, Justin. It's mine now. Spicy straights. That's what we're going to start calling them from right now. Somebody please quote that and tweet that with Justin's and tag Justin on Twitter with that quote, spicy straights, so I can retweet it and tag me in that too as well, please.
I mean,
go ahead, Justin. Go ahead.
Well, no, there's never been a better time to quote unquote self-identify into a group of people than the LGBT community, because it doesn't mean anything anymore. You can say queer doesn't mean anything. I mean, that's why I don't use that word. I don't use that word at all because it doesn't mean anything.
Explain that. You don't use the word queer. What doesn't mean anything.
No,
what
well, first of all, I mean, my feeling about the use of queer is a slur. Number one, that to me it's a slur.
It always was when we were growing up.
And I don't use slur, and I also don't use cis because also cis is used as a slur. I've never seen cis used as anything but a derogative term. Ever. I've never seen that term used in a positive sense. I've always seen it used as a negative term.
Right.
So I don't use that. So I don't use that term, either of those. But to me, queer is just it's a political identity. It's not a sexual identity. It is a positionality that you use to sort of say, I'm not like everybody else. I'm not like, I'm queer,
So
and it's like straight people can be
you're
queer.
not normal?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't identify. Yeah, it's like, okay, well, welcome to the experience of being alive. Like, how many people feel connected to society at any given time? But no, I just feel like queer to me is a term. I don't use that term at all, and I won't allow people to use it about me. I'm like, no, that's not how you don't get to call me that.
Can we address the elephant in the room here, which is that there's a lot when you talked about, you mentioned about it's like a vegan dog, like we know, like who's making the decisions here. Like, talk about this relationship that these leftist parents have with their children and the outcomes of having all three of her kids being some part of this affected group. I mean, what do you think is going on here?
Well, I mean, it's interesting to me because it's cultural. I mean, that's the big part of it, and it depends on where you live. Like, people who live in certain places tend to have, I mean, that's what's fascinating to me, and it's like, how do you have more? I mean, in terms of numbers, how do you have more people in one location than in another? But like for me, it's like when people are, I don't know, it boggles my mind. I'm like, what are the odds? I'm like, even scientists are like, people who talk about birth order and being gay. It's like, it's a very rare thing. And trans is a very rare thing as well. But now
trans is like 0.015%. It's very, very rare.
Right.
Well, so like you'll get like these suburban soccer moms who want to like virtue signal for the parents in the community. And so they don't have the courage to self-identify, some of them. So they sort of, label if their kid, wants to play with a Barbie doll, then they automatically label them as trans.
Well, we're not supposed to play on we were told for years about toys. I remember the arguments probably maybe back in the olden days, 5 years ago, when they were talking about toys. And it's like, if a boy wants to play with a girl's toy, it doesn't mean anything. Or if a girl wants to play with a boy's toy, it does. And now we're seeing that as some sort of a hyper signal to some sort of gender identity. And I'm like, but you guys just said 5 years ago that it doesn't matter. The boys can play with dolls and little girls can play with trucks. Like, I thought, because the argument they used to make was, if you don't use your genitals to play with the toy, then it doesn't matter who plays with it.
That's right.
And I'm like,
remember, Stephanie? Because about 5 years ago,
you don't use your genitals to play with it.
So that was what liberals would say, because when conservatives would say, boys should play with boy toys and girls should play with girl toys, like they were like, oh, if girls want to play with boy toys, that's fine, right? Because it was all about female empowerment. Because you
can do anything,
right? But I mean, so I was having a conversation last night with this gentleman by the name of Seamus, and we were talking about sort of the gender duality, where it's kind of like, how women have been sort of pushed into this situation where they're like, be like men, like boy things, dress like a boy, right? But it's only been a recent phenomenon that now that's started to turn, and we're like, parents are starting to push their boys to dress like girls, be like girls, play with girl toys, right?
Dress their kid in gender neutral clothing, where it's not pink or blue. It's more like, like green.
It's
or
androgynous,
yellow.
right?
Yeah.
So why the push for androgyny? Why the desire to
Oh, because
eliminate
then we're all the
sex?
same. Then we're all the same. Then we all look the same. We all look like we came out of George Orwell's 1984, and we're all wearing the same fashion, and there is no distinction. There's no individualism between anyone anymore. There's nothing to separate anyone from anyone else. It's like literal clones. Everyone has become a clone of each other in
So you think
fashion
they're
and in
actually trying to
dress.
make people the same rather than different?
That's right. It's a collectivist idea to create this sort of similarity of every monochromatic human existence.
Isn't that interesting?
I'm going to pull this up on the screen, Justin. This is the new pride flag. I'm going to very
There's a
briefly.
new one?
It's the new pride flag is the one that has the rainbow on the side, but on the left side you've got white, pink, blue, brown, and black. Do you, Justin? Do you know what all those stand for there on the left side?
I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be. It's more inclusivity, right? Just like Hamtramck, we're trying to go for as much inclusivity as we can get. So I don't know if you know this now, but black is a sexuality.
What?
Yeah.
No.
So the brown on the flag is for people of color that are So black is a sexuality now. And
so that's part of the LGBTQ plus community, black people?
Yeah, which has always been, black people have always been in the gay community. Hello, like watch Paris is Burning from the 1990s. And like that movie, the documentary Paris is Burning that was in, I think it's 89, 90, still to this day is still part of like drag culture. So if you watch like RuPaul's Drag Race, all the things that they say to each other on that show are all pulled from that film in 1990. So black gay people have driven the culture of the gay culture for a long time.
I mean, I know a lot of black people are on the down low.
Yeah, because the numbers of Christianity in the black community. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a high
far
level
more
of Christian
as a percentage of the population. So
yeah,
unacceptable.
So it's,
Justin,
but no, for me, I call that the colonized flag. That's what I call it, the colonized flag. It's been colonized by an ideological view about gender, which sexuality depends on, because sexual attraction, at least in my case, in a heterosexual or homosexual sense, relies on sexual dimorphism. It requires that there would be two sexes that we are attracted towards. And, the war on femininity, like you were talking about earlier with Billie Eilish, is the same, just other side of the coin of the war on masculinity, right? It's the desire to destroy both sides of that coin. And I'm like, well, sorry, but heterosexuals and homosexuals we are attracted to either one of those qualities as a sexual being.
Right.
What's interesting is that you have this phenomenon now called TERFs, right? Where it's these radical feminists who they've kind of like made their bed and now they're lying in it, in the sense that they have pushed for this radical feminism that was an abolitionist of a gender role. But what's fascinating is that because we have liberated women from their gender roles. I say liberated, but I don't know if that's really the best term for it.
Were we not free before?
That's a great question, right? Were you not free before?
Yes.
And so now we're actually, and not only feminists, but also I think women in general are not pleased with the status or quality of the men in the potential dating pool.
Right.
Because the beginning of the liberation of men from their gender roles. When I say beginning, I mean it's only a tiny, tiny sliver, because men are still boxed into their gender roles, like largely I would say 95%.
We need to liberate them.
Well, this is what it looks like.
Well, liberation is part of communist ideology. I mean,
it is,
liberation
right?
is
So
all
we're talking.
communist.
So pushing them out of their gender roles is resulting in men who dress like women, act like women, think they're women, and go through surgery to try and become women.
Which I'm like fine with.
If you're an adult, if you're an adult human male and you wish to do that, sure,
absolutely.
Right. The problem, of course, is that there's a subtle indoctrination going on that is a desire to move the culture to demand that everyone must endorse, accept, and approve of this by force of law, which is happening in countries like Canada and in Euro countries, where it's not enough to tolerate their views. It's not enough to accept their views. It drives people like myself into the arms of radical Muslims, because the Muslims at least stand up to protect their children from the groomers, the maps, the pedos, and the aggressors who wish to pass legislation to demand that everyone use the proper pronouns in order to acquiesce to their worldview. And in that sense, I no longer am tolerant because my point of view, my liberal view, is not being tolerated. In such a case, they're declaring war against my rights to free speech and freedom of thought, freedom of conscience. Right, which is amazing because my freedom of thought and conscience is to agree with them that they should be free to live their lifestyle as they please.
Right,
but that's not their entire worldview. Their ideology is one of a conqueror. They are the imperialists that they claim to oppose.
No, and I think that I was talking to my friends yesterday about this. Whether you be a liberal or conservative, in the oldest sense of what those words mean, that I think that liberalism and conservatism exist under a system of liberalism that we got from John Locke and all those guys back in the olden days, and the founders, sort of
Classical
operated
liberalism.
under. Yeah, like a classical liberalism. But the problem is that people that are in this sort of authoritarian mindset, they're using liberalism they're using it against us. That's the problem. It's like we're inside the house fighting with each other, and the authoritarian is outside saying we want to tear the whole GD house to the ground.
Right.
And so it's like, wait a minute. And the like you have said, what is it, Austin? You had a great quote that I think about. It's like, I'm going to use your values against you. What is that quote that you always say? I'm like, when it's convenient for me, I'm not going to use your, or, what is that quote? What is that? Remember what that is?
I can't recall it exactly off the top of my head, but but I know what you're saying. It's like when your ideology favors me, then I'll allow it. When it doesn't, then I'll oppose it. Right.
I'll oppose it. Exactly. Exactly.
Justin, I want to talk to you a little, do a little segue, because I know you got to get to the gym because you gay guys are all you gay guys are all concerned about looking good. But on the subject of
the very, very, very few of us.
See, and that's where I was going with this, actually.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, we need to get Justin a Teddy Swoolsevelt shirt from AP for Liberty shop.
Is it a tank top?
Yeah, it's a tank top. Yeah.
Oh,
Justin,
good. Okay.
Yeah, hit us up with the size that you want, Justin. We'll send you one. So on that subject, right? So I want to be careful about how I say this, lest I be construed. But homosexuals, the gay community, right? They used to be. Now, this is not nice, but lesbians were never like hot, right? There are some lipstick lesbians or anything like that, but like when it came to the gay community, they used to be concerned with being attractive. They used to be good-looking men who were, swole and took care of themselves. You knew a gay guy because, unfortunately, in American society, if you dressed nice and spoke well, then you were considered to be gay, right? If you had fashion sense.
Yeah.
Now, whenever I see somebody with like greasy hair, pink hair, like greasy hair down in their face, blown up to 300 pounds, right? I just assume that that's a member of the LGBT community, right? If it's a guy, because now the stereotype for the gays is that they're all fat, greasy groomers with pink or rainbow hair and all that kind of stuff. You went to Pride in Boston and saw this phenomenon and explained it to me in DMs. Would you share that with the audience?
I'd see if I can remember what I said, but basically it was sort of like what we were saying earlier about this sort of homogenization of what people look like, that there's a physical look, right? And I'm always fascinated by that. There's a physiology to it. And people who tend to get into activist ideological views tend to have a whole like physical change that they go through in order to kind of participate in the group. And this isn't a new thing. This goes all the way back to the French Revolution when you talked about the sans-culotte in Paris, right? The people who dressed in a different way to sort of say, we are part of the revolution and we are going to wear the hat, right? That was the big thing, that they would wear that red cap in France and they would have certain kinds of pants on. So there was a uniform. And I really do feel like a lot of the activism of this postmodernist, woke, whatever you want to call it, it's a uniform, and people are sort of wearing it as a uniform. And to me, it's so sexually unattractive because, when I think about gay history and like, you could go back just to the 1950s. Like they used to put physique magazines out, like there was this guy, I can't remember his name, but it's gone. But he would publish like, just a pictorial of like dudes in like thongs, like posing in muscle outfits, or just like muscle whatevers. And gay guys would be like, oh, it's so beautiful, and it would be like a big thing for gay guys to go and see that. And then you look at the marketing of like, well, just look at marketing in gay gay marketing, and it's always like it's been about the attractive guys and like the hot guys, like selling anything, like whether it was beer or whether it was beer, whether it was cigarettes or whatever, it would always be these super masculine kind of hot guys, that would be the models, and so there was this whole Adonis like thing when it came to gay marketing that all the gay guys were into, and and that was sort of what drove
you missed that.
well, like I sent you a picture of, if you could just go back and you like Google Castro in the 1970s and you look at the gay guys who walked around in the Castro, which is the gayest part of San Francisco, and you just look at them, and like they're all attractive, they're all in like tight jeans, they're all walking around looking cute. Well, they're cute. They're all walking around with little tight shirts on, looking cute. I'm like, feeling happy in their sexuality, feeling and enjoying themselves, and then look at pictures of people today and you're like, okay, maybe it's just because I'm old, and I'm old, so whatever, maybe that's part of it.
Well, I was gonna say, do you think
Hold on, real quick, pause. I just want to reset real quick, because sometimes people tune in and they don't know what the hell's going on. If you're just tuning into if you're just tuning into the Wake Up America show, good morning, glad to have you here. I'm Austin Peterson. It's Friday, so we are having Family Friday, which means it's 1, 2, 3 Pete's. Me, Austin Peterson, my lovely wife Stephanie Peterson. Let's give her a little golf claps. And my brother Justin Peterson, who's joining us right now live from Boston. So continue what you were going to say, Stephanie.
I was going to ask, do you think some of those men in the ads and movies, do you think they're actually straight, but they're pretending to be gay? Kind of like in
a lot of them are. And I'll tell you right now, there is, yes.
They're actually straight.
It's called, I think they call it gay baiting now, where there's a lot of fitness. Well, there's a lot of fitness influencers who are straight men who do a lot of like Instagram reels and different things with no shirts on, topless, but they'll also put themselves into these like hyper gay situations to sort of like bait gay people to be like, ha 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 ha, and I've always thought that to be kind of like, I have two minds about it. The first mind of it is like, oh, he cute. And the second mind is, don't play with my emotions.
I could totally see them on OnlyFans. And they would like tempt the gay guys.
Listen, okay, how deep you want to go? There are guys on OnlyFans who start off doing just like, solo stuff, and they're cute. They're little, buff little dudes.
And they're gay?
No, they're straight.
Okay, they're not gay. Okay.
But then they realize how high the gay dollar is. Lavender dollars is a real thing, you guys. Lavender
I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
$20, baby. So then they start doing videos, they call them collabs nowadays, right? They call them
collabs.
Yeah, with another male model or performer, and then they're like doing stuff with the male models because there's more money to be a gay male porn actor than there is to be a straight male porn actor. They make more money. They make way more money. So but this is the other thing too, Austin. I have to say this. One of the things that always cracks me up is like gays who want to get into bed with communism and socialism. I'm like, yo, gay people like nice things. Do you think you're going to have good fashion and communism? Do you think you're going to have culture and fine dining and whining and all of the beautiful things that we love in culture as gay people? You think that's going to exist in communism? Give me a break.
Were the Village People the original gay baiters? Asks Doug H.
No, because they were gay.
Oh, they were.
Oh, they were. Oh, okay. Well, then they weren't gay baiting. They were baiting. It wasn't bait. It was legit. Like
that was chum. They were gay chum.
That was gay chum.
Now I'm wondering if all those men in the shows like Thunder Down Under and Chippendales, if they're gay or if they're straight.
I mean, the thing is like there've always been like straight guys who played on, like especially like in our profession, where like Justin theater and stuff like that. Like, and like I'll be honest, like when in my early days of my career, I didn't like intentionally like try and attract like gay bosses, but I can say for a fact that many of my bosses were gay men, and that very likely that getting cast or getting the job involved the fact that those bosses were attracted to me. I just couldn't, there's nothing I can do about that, but I'm not going to turn down a job and stuff like that. I never had to like suck a dick in order to get the job, but like I could tell that these bosses found me attractive and stuff like that. I'm like, that's the thing is that you probably hear about it more on the other side of things, where it's like the bosses want to hire the attractive women, which happens all the time. So it's like, if a gay boss is going to benefit me for once, I'm gonna Okay, yeah, I'm attractive. Okay, hire me. Yes, hire me over that
Well, I mean,
female.
I
But
think also
that
too, there's
goes
a point at
on.
which
That happens.
people you should stand. I mean, listen, if you're an attractive person, you should own your attractiveness, as far as I'm concerned, because it's a
Thank
gift
you.
to the rest of us. It's a gift to the rest of us that we can be like, oh, look, something pretty just walked by. I mean, that's enough, like men have always loved to look at women walking by because it's something beautiful. And I mean, men are men, straight or gay, it doesn't matter. We like pretty things.
Yeah, I mean,
And,
to me, I say, why does attraction have to mean you look a certain way and you act a certain way? I mean, it's just your sexual preference.
Well, that's
It doesn't
true,
mean
but
you have to
that is
dress
true.
and like things,
Correct.
like how
I
all
get
these
on
other people
board.
do.
Here's where yes, I agree with you there. My issue is that I will not allow other people to police what I do and do not find as sexually attractive. And that's my big problem, because that's what's happening a lot in the gay community. There's a lot of sexual policing going on right now of like, you can't like this. You're liking that because you're like that guy was saying, you're living in a cis-normative, heteropatriarchal, whatever. So you need to interrogate your sexual desires. And the other thing that gets me, that makes me absolutely livid with rage, is when they say, oh, I identify as gay. I'm like, that makes me want to literally pull my hair out, because it's not something you can just identify into. It's like saying, I identify as a brunette. I identify as a blonde. I'm like, you are a blonde. You are a brunette.
Right.
Like
They're saying it as it's a choice.
Thank you. It's like we fought for years that people were saying, oh, it's a sexual preference. And I'm like, it's not a preference, it's an orientation. And now we've got people on the other side saying, oh no, you need to interrogate your genital preferences. I'm like, literally die in a fire.
Well, like what is fascinating is that there's this, like, the bigger topic here is that the destruction of beauty, right, and the denigration of beauty, right, and that in you should not want to desire that, right.
Correct.
It is that inherent jealousy that is endemic to communism, the desire to make us all the same. And you can see this in actual communist style architecture, which is the brutalist style. Yeah, if you go to Washington, D.C., it's a perfect example of the difference. You can see the difference in eras of when socialists began to take over in Washington, D.C., because the difference between the buildings that were created in the late 1700s and the ones that were created in the 1970s is striking, because the architecture that the founding fathers generation and the early 19th century that was developed in Washington, D.C. is classical, Greco-Roman style, that are beautiful art forms that endure to this day, with statues of, that are similar to like the statue of David that you might find in any like Italian Italian museum. But when you look at the buildings that were created in the 1970s, when socialists and communists began to take over in Washington, D.C., the brutalist architecture style that they created are dull, gray, drab, windowless buildings. I mean, have you seen the architecture of the African American History Museum in Washington, D.C.? It is the ugliest, excuse my language, it's the ugliest fucking building I've ever seen in my entire life.
There we saw it.
I feel like, I feel like it's an insult to the Black community. I'll pull it up in a picture. I know Justin's got to go here in a couple of minutes, but I mean, just
also, like the
government
center in Boston is brutalist. If you check, if you just go Boston City Hall and just look, that's a beautiful example of brutalist architecture. It's hideous in the midst of this colonial city, right? It's like all this, it's
it really sticks out like a sore thumb.
But if you ever want to read a really great book, there's I'm just starting to read it. It's called Stalin and Art, or it's Art and Stalin, which talks about the architecture, the art, the everything under Stalin and how that all played out. It's
interesting,
pretty grim.
Justin, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our listeners before we let you go today? I know you got to hit the gym.
No, just I just don't come for me. Do not come for me.
Do not come for me, Justin. Falsetto child. Hey,
a
Justin,
falsetto child.
Justin, we love you, brother, and it's nice to
Love
see you.
you.
We're looking forward to seeing you here real soon here in Missouri when
Yeah,
you come back from Mario's birthday. So
Next
have a great
month, get ready.
have a great day, brother. We love you, and
Have
we'll
a good
see you
weekend.
soon. All
Love
right,
you guys. Bye-bye.
That's a good weekend. Bye, Justin. What do you think of Justin Peterson? Send us a text 573-319-1586.
Me a lot.
Yeah, I've got
know about these gay baiting things.
Stephanie, do you have your phone on you?
Yeah.
All right, so pull this up. So type in pictures of brutalist architecture so you can kind of see similar to what the audience is seeing right now. So I'm pulling this up. Yeah. So I'm pulling this up right now, and so people who are watching the Wake Up America show can see. I'm describing this. Do you see this? This concrete, drab style, right?
It reminds me of a post-apocalyptic
Yes.
place.
Yes. So this is what the communists would all have us all living in, right? There's this brutalist architecture, like these are like apartment complexes. This is beauty to the communists, right? It's the destruction of beauty,
Oh, that's gross.
right? So when you
North Korea looks like?
yes, it is actually very Stephanie. Yes, let's see North.
It reminded me of Squid Game.
Yes, North Korean architecture.
Ugh.
Yeah, let's see if I can pull that up as
so
well.
depressing.
Yes, it is because it's all about making us all the same. Yes, Stephanie, very good. You can see there that kind of architecture from North Korea.
There's a house like that in our old neighborhood. Remember that? We always thought it was so ugly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's brutalist.
There you go. So yeah, you can see there's I'm actually pulling up a communist brutalist architecture that has like the hammer, doesn't like a sickle, but yeah, it's got the hammer, a sickle, and then like a torch and stuff like that. But this brutalist art. Now, what's funny is they like you have like all these like dreamy looking pictures, but they don't actually build those.
Right.
But this is their style. This is what they live in. This is like everything looks like New Jersey.
Why do they do that? Is it cheaper to build or something?
Like that's a really good question, and I'd be curious to hear people's thoughts on that one. We're going to go to a very brief commercial break, though. So Stephanie and I can go to the bathroom. When we get back, though, we want to talk about signs. Here we go. Where's the article? Oh yeah, if someone does these 15 things, then they are truly content with their life.
Oh, I didn't read that
If
one.
somebody-
Yes,
yes, if somebody does these 15 things, then that means that they're truly content with their life. Talk about that when we get back on the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericaShow.com.
Want an engaging website to boost your business? You're just a click away from 5-star Fiverr talent. Hundreds of freelancer skills like web design. Head to Fiverr.com today and get something started.
American conservatism is distinct, like America is distinct from the United Kingdom. American conservatism's roots comes out of the Wild West, out of pioneerism. The difference between American conservatives and European conservatives is that Americans are cowboys. We are that God, guns, gold, and girls. It's wild here, and we should stay that way. We shouldn't allow a European version of conservatism to come and infect us here. We like it wide open spaces here, deep in the heart of Texas and all that.
Hey there, it's your favorite Vice President Joe Biden. I wanted to talk to you today about the Wake Up America show, the best source for all your political news and commentary. But before I get started, let me just make sure I have all my notes in order. Okay, where was I? All right, the Wake Up America show. It's a great way to stay informed and make your voice heard. Boy, what was I saying again? Oh, right. The Wake Up America show. It's important that we all stay engaged and knowledgeable about what's going on in our country and, the thing. But hold on, where was I going with all this? Oh, yeah. The Wake Up America show. It's a fantastic resource. And if you really want to make a difference, man, you can sign up to be a monthly donor at wakeupAmericaShow.com/support. Now, where was I? Oh, that's right, the Wake Up America show. So if you want to stay woke and support a great cause, head on over to wakeupAmericaShow.com/support and sign up to be a monthly donor today. And if you're feeling generous, you can even give a donation in my name. Thanks for listening, and keep on keeping on, America. Come on, man.
Hello, I'm George. Thank you for watching the Wake Up America show with my dad. Today, I'd like to share with you 3 reasons why you should visit Dad's online store at apforlibertyshop.com. Number 1, you can get exclusive freedom-loving merch designed by AP himself or me mum, Steffi. Liberty Laura has made some designs as well, and blimey, they are great! Number 2, most of these products are so wicked that they aren't even allowed to be advertised on Facebook or Instagram. Modern machine guns and a proper keychain. Plus, our Grover Cleveland t-shirt is so spicy apparently that leftists on Facebook specifically banned it from appearing on the website. Number 3, you're supporting liberty lovers just like you. Spend your money where you earn it, and you help me Pops build a community that supports what you believe. Bloody hell, this commercial is running too long. Gotta run. Bye now. Don't forget to visit apforlibertyshop.com. That's apforlibertyshop.com.
Good morning, Rise and Freedom. I'm Austin Peterson. You're watching and listening to the Wake Up America show at wakeupamericashow.com. It's Family Friday, which means my brother Justin Peterson was on the show, but he's already gone. We had a great conversation with him, but still in studio is one Pete, two Pete. Lovely Stephanie Peterson here joining us. Steffi P for Liberty. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, real quick, just want to do a quick plug for AP for Liberty shop. So we're super proud of this because these designs that we make over there are designed by us. The Wake Up America show is funded in part by the people who buy from our merchandise shop. So it helps us to continue to bring you the great news 5 days a week. And you get awesome products at apforlibertyshop.com. This shirt, the All Gun Laws Are an Infringement, is a really popular one right now. We sell a lot of these, but you know what's really popular too right now is the
Swanson shirts.
Ron Swanson shirts. So
AK-47 keychains.
yeah, so we sell a lot of those. The history began on July 4th, 1776. Everything before that was a mistake. God bless America. Really popular for the 4th of July. If you order your t-shirts now, you will get them in time for the 4th of July, but you got to order them like today. If you order your sneakers, that's a little bit more dicey. It's possible for us to get you your American flag sneakers before the 4th of July, but it's not probable. It's so highly recommend that if you do want those and the chance of getting them, buy them today. So visit apforlibertyshop.com, because here's the thing: if you want 4th of July merch, the best stuff is on our shop, and it's 15% off, and that's not going to last very long. And you want to get, we've got the tank top, the American flag tank top, American flag sweatpants, all kinds of awesome 4th of July stuff that we made, including the George Washington shirt, flirty. Hey girl, on a scale of 1 to 1776.
How free are you tonight?
How free are you tonight? So get that over there. And again, you're going to go in there and be like, oh man, the prices are a little high. But everything in the 4th of July shop is 15% off plus free shipping in the United States.
Pretty awesome.
So it's a good deal. So head over to apforlibertyshop.com now, right now. Get your 4th of July content or your 4th of July stuff today, and you'll get your 15%
there's cat
off discount.
stuff too. When you said right meow.
Right meow. There is cat stuff. Yeah. There's like the one with the cat like pointing the gun.
Meow meow and piao piao,
Meow
something
meow.
like that.
Yeah, mess with the meow meow, get the pio pio. You can check those out at apforlibertyshop.com. All right, let's talk about signs that everything is going the right way, that you're truly content with your life. So life can be quite the roller coaster, obviously, right? There are fair share of high and lows, right?
I identify as content.
It's completely normal though for people to long for genuine self-contentment, right?
Yes.
We're talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the top of the pyramid, right? What are the signs that you have reached the top of the pyramid? Steffi and I talk about this a lot, right? So like, your basic needs at the bottom of the pyramid, like food, shelter, security, safety, financial stability, and things like that. Actually, I could probably pull up Maslow's hierarchy of needs right now.
Because
Maslow's
I don't know all the things
hierarchy,
that are on it. I just
of
know the very top and the very bottom. I don't know in
Here we are.
between.
Yeah, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Got it. Simple psychology. Okay, here we go. So physiological needs are at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
Air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, reproduction, sex, right? Next is safety needs, personal security, employment, resources, health, and property.
Okay.
Then love and belonging, friendship, intimacy, family, sense of connection, things like that. Esteem is the next one. Respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, strength, and freedom. But to reach the top of the hierarchy of needs, that is self-actualization, meaning the desire to become the most that one can be, right? Elon Musk is reaching self-actualization, right?
The esteem part.
You're at the esteem. So
that's where I think I am.
But so you don't think that you are everything that you can be right now?
No.
Okay.
No.
It'll be interesting to see like how you'll feel when you have a baby. I wonder if that'll be that. That'll
probably be self-actualization.
That'll probably be it. So what are some of the signs though that you are reaching that top of the pyramid, right? The first one is that you live in the present, right?
Yeah.
Content people find joy in the here and now. They appreciate the beauty and the simplicity of each moment. And I think, when we go for the walk in the meadow in the mornings with our dogs, and in the evening last night when we had that beautiful sunset and we were walking through the gorgeous green fields on the land that we own, I felt that sense of the moment.
Oh yeah.
I put my phone into my pocket, I watched the sunset, and I'm living in the moment, right?
Yeah, we do a lot of mindfulness.
Right.
When we went to Japan too.
Right, so
we were just in the moment,
Yeah,
exploring.
yeah, relishing a delicious meal. Like last night when you made the most delicious pot roast, or
Yes.
Monday when you made the best ribeye steak I've ever tasted. Right, I was like living in the moment,
Savor it.
savoring it, right?
Yeah,
So
because so many people live in the past or they live in the future. They just forget about what's there in front of them.
Yep, we're talking about all of the things that you do. 15 signs that you are reaching self-actualization. And another one on this list here is practicing gratitude. I feel like I do that. Like you hear me call people on the phone and tell them thank you, and I think I'm good
And
about
even
that.
just being thankful for the opportunities you
Oh
have.
God, yeah,
I mean, every day, every time we get a sale, we're like, oh, we are so thankful.
for sure. And when we send out like Buddhas and when we
Yes.
send out keychains and stuff, we send out thank you cards.
Sending gifts is a way of showing gratitude.
Yeah, when people buy Buddhas from the AP for Liberty shop, they typically get a note or that says something special from us, and they appreciate that,
Yeah.
right? So gratitude is a sign of
I mean, nearly every day we say like we are just so thankful and happy with our life. How did we get so lucky to have this lifestyle?
Right. Another on this list is being authentic, which is tough, really tough to do, especially considering
Authentic.
because like this personality on the Wake Up America show is kind of like me, but on steroids.
Right.
You
I mean,
know?
you have to have a lot of energy on a
Right.
show because if you were just like, hey guys, lounging around.
Right. But there are some people who do that and pull that off, and
sipping
they
my water.
do it well, but they usually have nice titties, right? So it's like it's a little bit easier.
ASMR people who are in their jammies. Oh.
So nice. I know I talked to you about freedom. Like the cure for 1984 is 1776.
I bet you are turning some people on right now with that.
There's probably somebody who got a
Your
little horny.
voice. You got a good voice.
Oh, baby. Yeah.
Pillow
All right.
talk.
All right.
Yeah.
Number 3, they are authentic and they
Oh,
accept
yeah,
who
so
they are.
authentic. That's right.
So
that's
being
right.
authentic is it's most people who do what I do or in my business line of work, they're not authentic.
No.
They're not. And they are very different in private than they are on camera.
Ugh, it's so deceiving. I hate it. And now
Well,
that I'm like in this world and I see the behind the scenes, I feel jaded.
but they're not interesting off camera, right? If
No.
they don't say any names, okay? So, yeah, don't do that because you get to go and hang out in the green rooms and stuff like that. So you get to see people as they truly
It's
are.
just a downer, man. Just
It is.
keep your heroes far away from
Don't
you
meet
as
your
far
heroes.
as you
Don't
possibly
meet your
can.
heroes, but you can meet us because we are authentic. Because come to the Cantina crew.
Judge, you can see if we're really who we are. But we could be putting on a show at the Cantina Crew float trip.
I can't put it up for that long.
Yeah.
When I'm hanging around shirtless with people, I am revealed as to who I am. Which we're gonna have the Cantina Crew float trip. You want to plug that real quick?
Sure. It's coming up August 12th. So that entire weekend. So August 11th at night, we're all going to meet at a restaurant in the area. August 12th at Bass River Resort at 10 a.m. We're going to start our float trip. And then at night at 6 p.m., we're going to go to a restaurant together. All of that information is on our Facebook event page. I can put the link in the chat when I have some free time. But yeah, definitely join us. We're going to be there Friday through Sunday. Austin and I, we're staying close by. And so we'd love to see you.
Yeah. We've got 6 people on apforlibertyshop.com right
Wow.
now. Let's see. I hope some.
Wow.
That'd be nice if we could get a sale before the show ends because
Yeah.
I love that cha-ching noise.
We'd be grateful.
Corey C says, unfortunately, he cannot make it the trip another time, another event. Camellia says, are the details available anywhere besides Facebook? That's a question.
No, I wonder, should we put them somewhere else? I wonder
Where else
what
can we
that
put
place
them?
would be, like the wakeupamericashow.com or something.
Yeah, you know what? We can do that. We can do that. Yeah, we can do that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if somebody wanted to assassinate me, that'd be good. They could just go and get all that kind of stuff.
Too accessible. Are we too authentic?
Yes.
Maybe we need to be a little more private.
Actually, yes. I think that is kind of one of my downfalls is that I'll tell you this, that when I ran for office, one of the things that I realized by the time I was done with my second campaign is that people actually don't want to elect or vote, or they don't want celebrities who are normal people, a regular guy. They want you to be, I won't say better than them,
Mysterious.
but they want, not mysterious, but they want to feel like the people that they are electing are better than they are. They want to feel like the people that they are electing smarter and they're not part of them. Like the whole idea of like voting for a candidate that you want to have a beer with, like you're not going to sit down and have a beer with George W. Bush, right? Like George W. Bush is a member of the elite. And I realize that too.
Musk,
Yeah, right. Because he's not a down to earth person.
Elon Musk?
No, I don't think so.
Could have a drink with him,
Yeah.
We could have some interesting philosophical conversation.
Caleb Vanderfeldt won't be able to join us because he's going to a tractor pull that day. That sounds fun. Yeah, Justin Peterson's in there. He says, thanks for having me on. Off to get the gains. Yeah. Go get them gains, JP.
Attract those people.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
It's really interesting, though, that authentic people actually don't like authentic people.
They don't. They do, but that's not who they want in their celebrities. Some just need to be a little bit weird anyway.
Yes.
Right. And I do have some weird traits. Like they do have some qualities that make me abnormal.
They make you superhuman. I mean, you are a risk taker to the extreme almost. You are not afraid to take chances. You're not afraid to shout out things by yourself.
Well, the thing is that for that, and I won't go into this for too long, is that like when it comes to me taking risks, you have to understand, like I never had a choice. I don't have a choice to not take risks. If I don't take risks, I won't grow. I won't build. Like I would be nothing if I didn't take massive, enormous risks. Running for president, running for Senate,
for a 9-to-5 job, and then you don't really have to take risks as much.
It's like that meme from what's the Brad Pitt movie where he plays Achilles? I don't know what it was called, but it was where there's this little boy and he's like, oh, I'm afraid. I don't want to have to go out there and fight. And then like Achilles, Brad Pitt looks at him, and it's in a meme where he goes, and that's why no one will remember your name. At the end of the day, like I may not be the president of the United States or a sitting U.S. senator or the biggest podcaster, YouTuber in the world or whatever and stuff like that. I may not have the kind of success that like some people have. I may not be Elon Musk or all these kinds of things.
Yeah.
But I will say this, that a lot of the people who hate on me or like, talk trash or think that I'm shit or whatever, they don't have a Wikipedia page.
No, they don't.
And what's interesting about Wikipedia is that Wikipedia will live forever.
Yeah.
So in some ways, though, I may not be the biggest, the biggest star in the whole entire world. I will live forever. My name
true.
will live forever. There will
That's true.
always
You have a
be.
legacy.
We were talking about the percentage of people in the United States who run for president.
And ChatGPT didn't know.
Yeah,
Google didn't know.
it's a very, 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 very small club.
Yeah.
And so I get to be a member of that very, very, very small club forever, right? It's an also ran, of course, but like I'm okay with not being president of the United States,
I
to be quite
know.
honest. Yeah, people are like,
That
you're gonna
would've
run
not been
again.
fun.
People are like, are you gonna run? When are you gonna run again? I get DMs all the time from people who are like, Austin, are you gonna run again? When will you run for president again? And I'm
Right.
like, I never say never because you just, you never know.
For life.
Yeah.
After that,
Yeah,
you never
it
can
wouldn't
be
be fair.
private.
It's not fair, I think, to a lot. Yeah, Troy says Cheeky Mary. Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
Troy, okay.
Exactly. John Livehard is in the stream, and it's first time we've seen him. He says, you really think Biden's running the country? Great question, to be quite honest. You think that this
America
guy's
is a
running the country?
nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to excuse me.
I don't think he's running the country.
Please say that.
Yes.
Gosh,
Yeah.
that's so
America is a
embarrassing.
nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
We are led by very, very stupid people.
I mean, imagine if you started talking like that on your podcast. People would think you're having a stroke.
I probably do. If you like go back, if you like really
let it
listen to the
continue.
Wake Up America show closely, I probably do verbal stumbles and things. It's just that, yeah. But for him, it happens. For him, it happens all the time, right? Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Signs that someone is truly content with their life, and that is finding joy in simple pleasures. Right. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee, for example. But
Very much do.
yep. Sound of raindrops. Right.
I do like rainy nights.
Finding joy in simple pleasures is a sign that you are content with life. Number 5 is that they nurture meaningful relationships, right? You surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, right? Foster an environment of love and positivity, right? So building sustainable relationships on trust, respect, and genuine connection.
That's what the Cantina crew is too. I mean,
feel like that.
Supportive community.
Yeah, I feel like the Cantina crew that we have, like that we are a positive community.
Yeah.
Because like we really don't get a lot of people in the show who will like come in and talk trash in the comments.
Yeah.
Right. We do develop it that way. We build a healthy community, and I think that pays off. Right. It pays dividends.
Absolutely. I mean, when I first entered into the Freedom Ninja Army back in 2016, I mean, I finally had a place to feel safe to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was so nice to me.
Let's move on to the next one here. We are running out of time, and we do have one more plug we got to do.
Okay.
Another one that's a sign that somebody is truly content with their life is they celebrate the success of others wholeheartedly.
Oh yeah, a lot
That's
of
a
people
tough
are
one
jealous.
for a lot of people. Yeah, they don't celebrate other people's success. Who was a
Well,
joke?
it makes them so upset when they see people with new houses and with significant others.
Well, here's the thing. I think it's okay to feel jealousy,
Yeah.
but you don't let that like feel like turn negative, right,
It's how
against
you
someone.
channel it.
It's how you deal with your emotions in that sense.
Yeah.
So like I'm jealous of my buddy Joe who got to go and testify in the halls of Congress with Thomas Massey the other day.
It's crazy.
And he
Wow.
was testifying in favor of the Prime Act. We had him on the show this week to talk about it, and I was jealous of that.
Yeah.
But I don't begrudge him. I'm happy for him, right? I feel like I'm excited. I'm glad that he got to do that, right? And I had him on the show, and we were celebrating and all that stuff like that. I want the best for my friends.
Of course. I think just channel that jealousy into being inspired. Be like, okay, how can I get closer to being that person?
Mm-hmm.
And I think some people just get really frustrated because they know they'll never be that person.
For sure.
And that's where they get sad.
But most of it again is like that thing where I was talking about with Troy, with Brad Pitt, is that like they're afraid to take risks. They're
I'm
afraid. They're afraid to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like when it came to like spending money to get AP for Liberty Shop Up.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to do that. Like I had to go and buy the Donald Trump toilet brushes. I I had to buy the
You're
keychains.
scared to spend money for business.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
spend money on the business because I know it makes money. I spend money on advertising, right? With a no guarantee of return, right? Or no guarantee I'm going to sell these products.
Oh,
So
that is the
it's
ultimate
scary.
scary
It
thing.
is.
Yes.
It is. We very briefly speaking about the business. I wanted to remind you guys. You heard about my back injury the last couple of weeks. I've really been
Yeah.
struggling, but without my buddy John Burke and his Shell Shock CBD, I would have been in big trouble. I'll tell you this.
Pointing and
I know
he sees what I'm
they
pointing
can't see it. Unfortunately, that camera is dead. But I really want to recommend that you visit shellshockcbd.com right now and visit it today and get yourself some of his CBD products. He's got Delta 8 and CBD. This is the product that I highly recommend that you try the most. And here's the thing: is no risk because he's got a money back guarantee on the site. This roll on roll out CBD freeze roll on from shellshock.com is wonderful stuff because it's helped me deal with my pain over the last couple of weeks and I'm feeling much better.
You are.
I am feeling
You
much
told me
better.
that yesterday.
So yesterday was the first time I actually started to feel good, but for the last 2 weeks, I promise you, I've been in total pain on the Wake Up America show. So, which I thought we were going to have to cancel our canoe trip this weekend, but thankfully we don't have to.
River Resort this weekend so we can kind of test out the waters for all of you in August.
Yeah, we want to go do it this weekend so that way we know what it's like when
Yeah.
we take all of our friends.
We can direct everybody.
But I will be taking this with me on the flow trip tomorrow, just in case that long trip down the canoe makes my back start to hurt again.
Yeah.
You should get some too at shellshockcbd.com. Visit them today. Use the code AP for Liberty. That's AP, the number 4, AP for Liberty.
You took the Delta 8 last week.
I took it and I was
You were hungry.
I was hungry. Yes, I was.
McDonald's.
Yes, I was couch locked. It didn't kick in during the show because I took it during the show, but then after the show, I was like, we had McDonald's and
Yeah.
okay, so the funny thing was I ate McDonald's breakfast and then like it switched over to lunch when we were there, and then I ate McDonald's lunch.
Yeah.
And you ate some of it with me.
Me, I was not on Delta 8. I ate all the things too. So I was really hungry.
So that really is one of the side effects of Delta 8 is that it does give you the munchies, but they do have the non-psychoactive CBD products as well.
Yeah.
Visit them now today at shellshockcbd.com. Get John Burke's 10% discount if you use that code AP for Liberty. Where's it at? Right over there on the screen. Okay, AP for Liberty. Use that code for 10% off. And again, it's risk-free because it either one works and helps you with your pain or gives you the high that you're looking for, or 2, it doesn't work or solve your problem and you'll get your money back. So here's the thing, you benefit either way. Visit shellshockcbd.com, use that code AP for Liberty.
Don't forget the supplements. There's also supplements.
You love the
apple
supplements.
cider vinegar, ashwagandha, and elderberry. I take them because it helps with anxiety, antioxidants, staying healthy.
So
I like all that
So here's a real quick campaign update because the show is almost over in theory.
Oh.
In theory, the show is almost over.
Okay.
The show could go on. We are almost to our goal of the daily goal to hit the $2,000
Are you kidding? Where are we at now?
So because we got another donor, Jeremy Berenson, and because Kermode Bear, he wants us to sing "Fly Me to the Moon." But we have to hit that $2,000 goal.
Okay.
We are at $1,888.
Whoa! So somebody would have to donate
in the next
less
5
than
right.
200.
So in the next 5 minutes, we need somebody to donate
Oh, boy.
$122,
I don't know.
or 5 people to donate 10,
I
20
know.
or something like that. I don't know if we're gonna make it,
I don't know.
but if we do make it, if we manage to raise another $122 in the next 5 minutes. We'll extend the show. We'll keep going for a little while longer, and Stephanie and I will sing a
I
song.
do like that song.
Yeah.
Isn't it in it's in a movie?
Fly Me. It's in like a billion movies.
Is it the Wall-E movie? It's in one of
Fly
those
Me to the
post-apocalyptic movies.
movies.
My stomach is singing, that's for sure.
Let's see. Well, there is a movie called Fly Me to the Moon that's about flies going to the moon. So there is that. Apollo 13.
Oh yes, that's a good one.
Yeah, Apollo 13 was in that. It looks like Men in Black 3, Apollo 18, Fly Me to the Moon. Oh wait, no, they're just showing me moon movies. Hold on, let me ask open ChatGPT.
Which the one that's like Fly Me to the Moon?
Fly Me.
I think it's that one.
To the Moon song in ?
It's like a lullaby.
Once Around, Space Cowboys, Wall-E,
I love
and
Wall-E.
Ocean's 11.
Wally's awesome.
Yeah, Wall-E was a good movie.
Yeah.
Wall-E's a good movie, but I don't think we're going to make the goal, unfortunately. But we still appreciate everybody who
Yeah, thank
donated
you.
to the Gifts and
We
Go.
are grateful.
Yeah, for us.
In gratitude.
Yeah, we're trying to raise money to film a documentary about the Battle of Athens. So if there we go, let's mute this guy right there because that's not nice to promote stuff without asking in our streams. There we go. It's at the end of Space Cowboys, says Caleb Vanderfelt. Yeah, for sure. Caleb made a big donation for us today too. We appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
Yes, we appreciate it. All right. Well, we didn't make it.
Oh, we didn't talk about all the things.
I know. It's the end of the show.
How do I know if I'm content or not?
Are you content, Stephanie?
I think so, but I need to know based on this article if I really am. I mean, it's like the ultimate test.
I'll have to give you
It's
the
like
article.
taking those personality quizzes. It tells you what your life is.
Yes. Kermode Bear, I tell you what, we will, since you did make a donation, we will sing the song "Fly Me to the Moon." We'll do next week. We'll add a little karaoke in. How about that? We'll push that in. So, thank you very much for supporting the Wake Up America show and all of our causes and our sponsors. We know we ask a lot of the Wake Up America show crew and all of the people who are watching us. So we do want to practice gratitude and say thank you for all of your support, because you're helping to make our dreams come true and helping us to spread the message of freedom, economic freedom, and personal liberty. And Stephanie and I are both very much sincere libertarians. And
I was your #1 fan back in the day. I was throwing money at you.
John Live Hard at Lounge Rock says, "Love your show. You guys are just awesome. Thank you very much." And it's been nice to see you, John. Nice to meet you today. First time seeing your comments in the stream. Yeah, let us know how you found us. I'd be really curious to find out more about that one. So, so next month we will be taking a little vacation to go do that documentary, The Battle of Athens. So
Tennessee.
It's going to be a good one.
I know. Whenever you said Athens, I was like, "Are we going to Greece?" I got like all excited and stuff. You're like, Athens, Tennessee.
Yeah, Athens, Tennessee. All right. Well, we got to run. We'll see you next week. Don't forget to visit the apforlibertyshop.com today. Get those 15% discount there on the 4th of July goods. And we'll see you next week on the Wake Up America Show.
Bye.
WakeUpAmericaShow.com. We'll see you. Be free, guys. All right. Dance break, Stephanie, as we go out.
The chicken dance.
I like shooting things, but whenever I can't shoot something, I like to cut things. My life isn't all about shooting and stabbing and cutting, though. Sometimes I have to do actual work, but when I work, I still like to have fun. And there's nothing less fun than trying to cut with a crappy knife. Thankfully, from the ancient sect of Christian knights, who also loved cutting and stabbing, comes a new implement that has received my personal blessing, the Templar knife. Like the ancient sword of Excalibur, you don't choose a Templar knife, it chooses you. You just decide what kind you want on the website first, however, and then order it online, and then it chooses you. The Templar knife comes in a variety of shapes. As a man of culture and taste, I have decided I will never use a terrible knife again. And thanks to the inspiration provided by this excellent product, I have decided to launch a new crusade against anyone using less than superior knives. Join me, brothers and sisters, by visiting uppercuttactical.com/pages/Templar-knives. That's a lot of slashes. For that, you'll need a Templar knife. For 10% off, use code AP for Liberty and join me in a quest for glory, for liberty, for Christendom, for the Templar knife. Get yours today. Fire.
Hello, this is Barack Obama, and let me tell you why Austin Peterson stinks, and you should never pay attention to anything that he has to say. First of all, he's a libertarian, and we all know libertarians are idiots. They don't realize how important government is to everything that we do. I recently became aware that Austin has opened up a libertarian shop at apforlibertyshop.com. Now, I'm asking you as a personal favor to me that you never ever visit apforlibertyshop.com. With all of the great Liberty merchandise there, the last thing that we need to do is to get people spreading this message around the country, because then they might start thinking that they don't need government. And that's the last thing that good Democrats like us want. So if you love democracy, like me, and hate freedom, then don't visit AP for Liberty Shop. Like I said, whatever you do, do not visit apforlibertyshop.com. I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
Want an engaging website to boost your business? You're just a click away from 5-star Fiverr talent. Hundreds of freelancer skills like web design. Head to Fiverr.com today and get something started.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I would remind you that extremism in the defense of liberty is no vice.
It is better to settle these matters in the courts than on the streets, and new laws are needed at every level. But law alone cannot make men see right.